I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
The third time was not the charm for your Arizona Wildcats women's basketball team in their trilogy against the rival Arizona State Sun Devils.
Ball's inbounded to Trammell. She wants to go right back to Cornfield. Instead, she's going to go one-on-one against Davenport. Starts moving to her left. Off the side rim and gets the soft kiss. 14-11, the Cats with 4 straight after ASU scored 9 in a row to take a lead. Minute and a half to go, and the Cats are now down 4. Sugapong puts a three-pointer up, and it rolls in. Another ICCU charity three, as Samea is the first player in double figures. To the left side comes Francois, picking up her dribble on the interior, nearly thrown it away, but Cornfield has it now 8 seconds to shoot. Having a hard time with Levette, 5 seconds to shoot. Try to whip a pass to a cutting Francois, but that was way out in front of her. The Cats continue to try to look to the back door to try to get something, but they continue to have a hard time on the delivery. Second one is good, make it a 3-point game. Two teams are combined 0 for 8 from 3-point range. Wildcats haven't scored from the field in the last 3-12. Finished the third quarter without scoring from the field over the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Try to whip a pass to a cutting Francois, but that was way out in front of her. The Cats continue to try to look to the back door to try to get something, but they continue to have a hard time on the delivery. Now 1.5 seconds, apparently was out of bounds off of Arizona State. So try to get this one. An offensive foul is called on. It's called on Francois. What is this, personal? Are they going to show us a replay? That was away from the ball. Sugapong looked very unhappy. No, they're going to review it. Oh. Carrera is holding her nose. Well, the way that this has gone since the second quarter, not only is Francois fouled out, but after this timeout, I would brace yourself for a flagrant foul to be called. Trying to reclaim a lead, down 1. Cornfield gets to the foul line. Drop this one off for Adebanjo, who is contacted on her way to the rim, scores it. Cats in front, 51-50, 2:45 to go. Washenitz closed out by Ladwig. Sagan back now allows her to attack. Try to deny that entry pass with Adebanjo. It's out of bounds to ASU. 20 seconds to shoot, 2:39 to go. Wildcats have a 51-50 lead. ASU 2 for 8 from the field as down go 2 players. Now Carrera gets up, trying to back down Adebanjo. She eventually finishes with a left hand. Front court right side, the Cats trailing 1 with the basketball. Cornfield gets toward the foul line, back out to Trammell. She's going to accelerate left to right, goes up and scores it. Nope, an offensive foul is called. Right now, you could say the difference in the ball game, in addition to all the other stuff, but with Nora Francois watching in the locker room, the 3 points that ASU was able to score after 2 reviews of fouls that were called on her, that were said to be flagrant. Hey, shout out to Molly Miller's composure. She hasn't really made her presence felt with all sorts of knees and elbows. As trying to get this to Cornfield on the inbound. Whip a pass to Adebanjo. Wants to give it right back to Samea. Now with 4 seconds, she steps back again. Can't get a shot up. It's going to be Trammell. Catch and shoot a three-pointer. It's off the front rim, and that's how it ends. Arizona State survives and will advance.
Yeah, Adebanjo, Blessing Adebanjo, had back-to-back baskets to give Arizona a 1-point lead with 2 minutes and 51 seconds to go in Kansas City. Another opportunity, much like they'd had here just a few weeks ago in Tucson, to beat the rival Sun Devils. But once again, the Wildcats could not close it out. That bucket by Adebanjo with 2:51 to go was the last basket that the Wildcats would get. ASU got the final two, and they squeak out a third consecutive win over U of A. 54-51, the final score in the first round of the Women's Big 12 tournament in Kansas City. Arizona's season comes to an end. 12 wins, 18 losses on the year to wrap up year one of the Becky Burke era. Let's talk about it. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Your thoughts, how this went down. Not anything that was unexpected. Did you have them winning 12 games this year? 6 games under 500? A team that had to be completely rebuilt in the offseason once Becky got here? Most of us thought that this would not be a positive year in terms of wins and losses. This is a team that had to play without their leading scorer for the better part of the final, 15 games that Michaela Purdue was out. And they just did not have enough to finish games like last night. We saw that a number of times down the second half of this season where the Wildcats had opportunities late but just could not finish things up to get needed victories in this rough and tumble conference. So it's done after one game in Kansas City. Your thoughts on that? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We will hear coming up from Becky Burke, get her thoughts on everything that transpired this season. She spoke after the game last night. She was the only one that spoke. There were players up on the podium.
There were players, but no questions
for
those
no
players.
one asked any questions of the players. I mean, I've been down this road before, but where I say that we need a class. We need a class for media relations people on how to run press conferences.
Yeah.
Let's get the questions to the players first so that they don't sit up there for 15, 20 minutes. In this instance, it was probably only about 6 minutes, but still, and not get asked a single question, especially for somebody like Nolani Cornfield, who was up there, her final game.
Yeah.
You would like to have seen somebody ask her one question to wrap up her time as a college basketball player.
I'm wondering, DK, if they have a limit for the two teams combined, because the ASU.
Well, yeah, they went forever. Though.
ASU had about 20-plus minutes.
Yeah, they were.
And then the
forever.
Arizona people came in, and Becky talked for about 4 minutes, and then they cut it.
Yeah, that was about it. That was about it last night.
I only say that because the way these big conference 16 teams, the conference tournaments, and obviously not all 16 teams are playing today. Some teams have buys. That's the way these tournaments work. But it feels like the media relations people at these big tournaments, DK, really move those questions along as fast as humanly possible.
Oh yeah. I mean, you got to get them in, get them out, because there's another game going on, and we don't want to miss that.
A hostess at happy hour, family weekend on campus at the U of A.
Exactly.
Finish your meal. You've got somebody else waiting.
520-848-1290 is the number. We've got a number of things to get to today on this Thursday. Tommy Lloyd Radio Show coming up a little bit later tonight at the Union Public House. So head on over for that. That'll be at 6:05 tonight with the coach and Brian Jeffries. We did not get a chance to speak with the coach on this Thursday. Usually he'll chat sometimes on Thursdays, but not this week. I believe we'll get a chance to talk to him early next week after the conclusion of the regular season. as the Wildcat men get set to make their trek to Kansas City for the Big 12 men's basketball tournament. We'll update you on everything happening there today as well with the women. We're going to talk some Arizona Olympic sports today. Bryson Nielsen is going to join us. Bryson is a freshman distance runner for the Arizona track team, and he was one of the tracksters that came back from the Big 12 indoor championships with a national championship. Just a freshman, Bryson Nielsen from up in the valley. So I believe he went to Mesa Eastmark High School. So we'll talk to Bryson about that, get his thoughts on the start to his college career. Wildcats have not had a lot of great distance runners recently. Could this be the next star in that respect? Well, he won the Big 12 title in the 1,000 meters. So I'm imagining that's 800 meters on the outdoor track is 2 times around. I don't know what the indoor track, what the numbers are on that. So 1,000 meters, how many times is that? Is the indoor track 100 meters and around? So maybe that's 10 times around. I have no idea because we'll have to ask Bryson how many times that is around on the indoor track. But he is the Big 12 champion. So congratulations to him for that.
200.
We'll start with him. So it's 200 on the indoor track?
Yeah, 200-meter oval.
So that would be 5
for
times
the NCAA
around?
indoor track championships, yeah.
So that'll be 5 times around on the indoor track. And Bryson Nielsen was the champion in the Big 12. Emma Strom going to join us. The ladies of the Gym Cats will take on ASU this weekend. Their Territorial Cup Series matchup. The positive, talking about indoor track, the positive that came out of the Big 12 championships. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at that because I don't know if but if we beat the Sun Devils, I think the Territorial Cup, the Directors Cup point for the indoor track is actually handed out at the NCAA's indoor NCAA's. But I would have to think if we beat the Sun Devils in the Big 12 on both the men's and the women's side, we're probably going to beat them as well at the NCAA's. So that would be 2 more Directors Cup points for the University of Arizona in indoor track. We'll take all the Directors Cup points that we can get and Territorial Cup Series points.
Real quick, since you mentioned women's gymnastics.
Yeah.
RIP to the Iowa State Cyclones program because they canceled the season a couple weeks ago, but a couple days ago, DK, they announced that they're going to be discontinuing it, replacing it with women's wrestling is what I read. Really? So it's a 1-for-1. I did not hear that part. Yeah, and we don't actually know all the details. What I heard, what the quote was is unresolvable issues between players, coaches, and parents was the reason given for this season's cancellation. But one less team competing in the Big 12, right? So they got to figure out how that's going to work. That is why the ladies, the Gym Cats, were actually down in Baton Rouge this past weekend for a meet because they had to cancel that meet with ISU. They were supposed to go to Ames. Yep. But had to find something to replace that with. So we'll talk to Emma Strom about that. Also get her thoughts on Alumni Weekend. We're way past the out time on this, so let's get to break. Much more is coming up straight ahead for you. DK on the Sports Tip on this Thursday. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Clones, listen up. Not all beef jerky is the same. In fact, there are major differences in quality from one brand to the next. Old Trapper is a better way to snack, chock full of good protein to satisfy your manliest hunger cravings. Every bite is better for you and higher in essential protein than chips, sugar-filled energy bars, and candy. Old Trapper in the Clearview bag is the world's finest jerky, made with only the best ingredients. So ask for Old Trapper by name because no other jerky compares. Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
So my friends over at Pure Talk have been sending me customer feedback from consumeraffairs.com, where thousands of people rate and review the top wireless providers. Here, for instance, is a nice note from James in Raleigh, North Carolina, who writes, quote, "After hearing Mike Rowe's ad, we made the switch to Pure Talk, and we couldn't be happier. We went from spending $1,200 a year with T-Mobile to $420 with Pure Talk. Thanks, Mike. Switch today! Exclamation point. Pure Talk is saving James $820 a year. And because he literally wrote the words switch today in capital letters with an exclamation point, I'm going to go ahead and dedicate this commercial to him. So folks, take it from James in Raleigh, North Carolina. Pure Talk can give you unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month on the same 5G service the big guys are overcharging you for. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. You'll also save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 to save an additional 50%. Thanks, James.
Replace your wiper blades and save $10 on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Beam blade technology improves windshield contact for maximum visibility. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At Navy Federal, we're a trusted partner of the military community, and we're here to guide you through these uncertain times, help you diversify your portfolio, and take control of your finances. We offer a 13-month special certificate with a rate more than double the national average, and members can access financial advisors from one of America's best financial advisory firms awarded by USA Today. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/SaveMore. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Savings products insured by NCUA. Investment products are not insured, not obligations of Navy Federal, and may lose value.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me.
Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you.
You look like you were a million miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Houghton and Golf Links and Houghton with the reported collision. Some slowing Ajo and Mission southbound and westbound backups. Slowdowns eastbound I-10 approaching Ajo Kino and westbound I-10 slowing, approaching and passing Valencia. 41 overnight low, sunny, 69 tomorrow and 80 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Text Now.
Other wireless carriers tell you when to pay. Text Now asks, what do you need? It's app-first phone service without commitments, credit checks, or carrier attitude. Built for people who stopped asking for permission. Download today.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Tomorrow we will be live once again. So that'll be the fourth live show in a week? 2 shows out at U of A basketball. Yesterday up at Pima. And tomorrow we'll be live from High Corbett Field for our second Arizona baseball remote broadcast.
How they
doing? They lost again the other night to Grand Canyon. It was tied 4-4 in the 9th inning, and the Lopes got 3 to take a 7-4 lead, and then the Wildcats got a homer in the bottom of the ninth, but that was it, and they lost 7-5.
Maybe a closer would help.
Yeah, maybe a lot of.
Sorry,
things
too
would
soon.
help.
That's too soon.
Maybe some
Get well soon, Tony.
experience will help as well. They got a lot of young folks out there playing that have not necessarily played at this level before, so it may be a struggle this year, but we'll see. Fresno State coming into town from my old stomping ground up in Central California, so we'll see what the Bulldogs have for the Wildcats this weekend.
Generally pretty good.
Yeah, usually. And softball opening up their Big 12 conference schedule tonight. And I mentioned this last night, but I never got to it. It is the first series here in which the BYU Cougars are coming to town. And you'll notice that this series is beginning tonight, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's because, of course, maybe you do know or don't know that BYU does not play athletics on Sundays. So that is why this series is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's also why if the BYU Cougars women's basketball team makes it to the Big 12 Women's Basketball Championship, that game will not be played on Sunday as it's scheduled to be played. It will have to be moved to Monday.
Nice of them to be accommodating.
There you go.
It's also boot mug giveaway day on Saturday. So you better make sure you don't put any caffeinated drinks in that or anything with any kind of alcohol in it.
So 6 o'clock tonight at Hillenbrand Stadium, Arizona softball and BYU beginning the Big 12 conference schedule. Now, we will not broadcast any of those games this weekend over on Freedom 1400. If you were listening to Derek Palmer at the end of last night's women's basketball broadcast, he indicated the first series on the radio will be the upcoming home series against ASU, which will be 2 weekends from now.
Give Derek a little break.
A little bit of a break. Give the man a couple of weeks off. I wonder if he stayed around in Kansas City to eat any barbecue.
I can't imagine why he would leave right away, right? I mean, come on. You're not going to go out there for a day.
Well, if you have Ace paying his hotel bill.
Well, that's true.
I don't think they're like paying extra nice just for people to hang around.
Very true. Very true.
Now, if he's paying his own hotel bill, then maybe you can stay around an extra night and enjoy the lovely scenery and culinary delights of Kansas City. But if not, then you got to bring your butt on home.
Well, it's one of the cities I've never really spent any time in.
Yeah, me either. All right, let's hear from Becky Burke. After the Arizona Wildcats season came to an end last night with a first-round Big 12 women's basketball tournament loss to rival ASU.
Yeah, congratulations to Arizona State. I mean, when I look at the game and I look at the fact that we held them to 54 points, I think I would assume we win 9 times out of 10. Those with defending that way and holding them, maybe to their season low. But this year's just been a really, really a big year of just really close games and lessons for us, and it's been hard. It's been really, really hard. But we've competed. We haven't quit. We haven't given up. And for what we have and what we went through, and I think our players did everything that they could to compete in the Big 12 this year, and for that I'm really, really proud of this group, proud of Lonnie and Nora and Mickey for their last season. But we competed just like we always do, and I would have loved to have been on the other end of some more wins this year because of the fact that we compete so hard. But credit to them for beating us, today again. But I will say I'm looking forward to the future and to build off of this season. But like I told our players, life is hard. You get adversity, you battle. And sometimes things goes your way, and sometimes they don't. So we'll learn a lot from this year, but really excited for what's to come for Arizona women's basketball.
All right, thank you. Question over on our right. Becky, what can you say about your first year in the Big 12, your foundational year there at Arizona, overall strength of the league?
Yeah, I'm very thankful to be the coach at the University of Arizona with our fan base, our administration, our just what we have as a national brand of basketball, and what we're going to be able to do with some time going into next season is really, really exciting. And we have everything that we need to be successful. And our goal is to compete for Big 12 championships and national championships. And we've we're going to be better for this year and move forward. And like I said, the future is very, very bright. But I'm thankful. I'm appreciative. Got the best athletic director in the Big 12 in the country. And like I said, with a little bit of time and some footing under our feet, I feel like we're in really, really good position for success for year 2.
Okay, we'll stay over here in the front row.
Hi, Becky. My name's Harrison Fuller. I'm with the Walter Cronkite Sports Network. Take us through the final huddle. You know, we clearly Sugapong was the first option. Who was 2, 3, 4, and 5?
Oh, geez. We know ASU's really physical, baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds. That's something that, you know, we are a little bit smaller. We are, you know, a little bit undersized compared to them. So they really give us a hard time trying to get the basketball in and get to our spots. And they're really, really physical with us in critical times. And they have been all 3 times we've played them. And we haven't matched that physicality on the offensive end. So, you know, Samaya and Lonnie are always options 1 and 2. And then, you know, I pick who's 3, 4, and 5. But we didn't do a good enough job of handling their physicality on that last possession. And that's something that we've had trouble with the last couple times we've played them.
All right, that was Becky Burke after last night's 54-51 loss, I should say, to the ASU Sun Devils to wrap up the women's basketball season at 12-18. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's take a call and hear from Nathan. You're on DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
How are we doing, gentlemen?
Good, Nathan. How are you?
Doing great. Hey, I just want to talk about both coaches, and let's start with Becky. You know, talk about being dealt a hand of cards that's really tough to play with, and what I mean by that is just kind of being brought in when she was, and then, correct me if I'm wrong, she was only left with one player that stayed behind at the U of A. So, I mean, really dealt a tough hand of cards to play with, but I think she did a great job for what she had putting together a season. And I totally agree that, you know, she talks about it. You know, they did the best that they could. They were undersized most of the time when they played other teams, but they would just fight the whole time. And I think hats off to those ladies and hats off to her for, you know, putting together, you know, what she could with what she was dealt. And I think the best thing, though, is I think she's building a great culture here at the U of A, and I think that's she's gonna right the ship, and she's gonna get it headed in the right direction. And I think all of us as Wildcat fans should be excited where she's gonna take that. And hats off to them for a great season. Just bummer deal of a set of cards that she was dealt. But
yeah, DK,
I'd love to hear what you guys got to say about that.
0% production returning, right? Because Montea Dew was the only returning, but she didn't play all season long. So an entirely new roster, 100% of points, 100% of rebounds, assists, all left after the 24-25 season.
And I think she's got some pieces to move forward with, I think. But again, and you never know because we don't, in this age of college athletics, you don't know who's going to want to stay and who's going to want to go. But I think there are some really nice pieces here to move forward with as she continues to build this.
I think a good comparison is Brent Brennan, right? Because when Fish left, it was a very similar, very short recruiting cycle, very short portal cycle to try to get in for that very first season. And Becky Burke, Nathan, had to deal with something very similar. There's no doubt that her style and what she talks about, playing hard, playing tough-nosed defense, turning defense into offense, and all those things is a really good pitch. And the support that the women's basketball program gets at Arizona is very enticing for a lot of players, obviously, to play in front of those big crowds. So I personally have no doubt that with a full recruiting cycle, Coach Burke can get the people in that she needs to be able to compete in a very physical Big 12. And this season, especially with the undersized players, and when Michaela Purdue went down halfway through the season, your leading scorer, it was really tough for them to find baskets. A lot of young players out there. So, but I love what Coach Becky Burke talks about, and I really like moving forward what she's going to bring into the program. You really just need to you have some more athletes, some more big bodies in order to run that system.
Nathan, you said you had something on both coaches. You have a comment on Tommy as well?
Oh, who doesn't have a comment on Tommy? Tommy's doing an amazing job. Hats off to him, too. You know, you just look at the culture that he brings to the program, and it's not just that. I think that, you know, he's respected in the basketball community by players, by coaches, and I think that just oozes out onto the court with his own players. And to kind of part of that culture is look at Jaden Bradley. I mean, JB's stuck with Coach Tommy for this whole time. I mean, I know Jaden played somewhere else, but he's come to U of A and he's stuck with it. And I think that's part of culture. I mean, that Tommy's building and wants to have. And I think that other players around the country are starting to wake up to that of like, wow, why are people sticking around? And yeah, we know that the Koa Pete's of the world are probably going to be a one and done, and that's just part of college ball, and we're used to it now. But that you can hold on to a player like Jaden Bradley, and he can really direct the ship. But even though Jaden Bradley can come off the court and rest those legs, but at the same time, Jaden Bradley's still sitting on the bench, and you can still feel his presence out on the court, even though he's not even on the bench, because he's still chirping and helping direct the troops out on the court. And that all boils down to culture, and that's what I'm so excited about with Tommy. But it also, I see with Becky as well, is they're driving that home with the players. We want to build a culture that we can get players to come here and buy into, and I think that we're reaping the benefits of what Tommy's already built. And I think that we'll only reap the benefits further and further into this, hopefully, the future, if we can, always retain him. But I just love to hear what you guys got to say about that.
Nathan, we will get to that, but we got to get to a break. However, appreciate your call. Great thoughts as well coming on both our coaches there, Becky Burke and Tommy Lloyd. 520-848-1290. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. It is DK on the Sports Tip, and you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
The Cologuard Classic by Exact Sciences tees off March 20th through the 22nd at La Paloma Country Club and the Westin La Paloma Resort and Spa. Watch PGA Tour champions battle for the legendary Conquistadors Helmet Trophy. Plus, Friday, March 20th, the Tucson Conquistadors present CQ Fest at Rillito Park with Lady A, Parmalee, Red Farron, and more. The Cologuard Classic by Exact Sciences benefits colorectal cancer awareness and youth sports. Get tickets now at CologuardClassic.com.
Is life insurance on your list of New Year's resolutions? Now is the perfect time to add it. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right, Prize Picks is now giving you $50 bonus credit in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. Now on Prize Picks, you simply pick 2 to 6 players, pick more or less on their stat projections, and submit your lineup. Prize Picks also has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. And with player stacks, you can also pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Download the Prize Picks app today, use the code ROAM, and get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROAM on Prize Picks to get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We were chatting with Nathan before the break about the 2 basketball coaches at the University of Arizona. Becky Burke on the ladies' side, Tommy Lloyd on the men's side. Becky laying out her culture and what she wants this program to be moving forward. Had to come in and rebuild the entire thing with no players coming back except for one who did not play this year, and Montea Dew, and Tommy Lloyd just continuing to build on what he's established here, a winning culture in his 5th season at the University of Arizona, doing things that not too many coaches have done in their first 5 years at this level. And I think one of the things that Nathan touched on, it's the respect that Tommy has. And I think that Tommy gets that respect because he's been there. He's earned it. He's paid his dues for 20 plus years as a #1 assistant. He's not one of those guys like a lot of these coaches, like you think about, for lack of a better example, TJ Oldsberger, who, was a head coach at a lower level and then went to UNLV. I think it was South Dakota State and then UNLV and now at Iowa State. I mean, Tommy was a #1 assistant for his entire career until he got this opportunity. It's still, to me, one of the greatest hires ever, just when you think about the chance that Dr. Robbins and Dave Hickey took on a guy that had never coached at a major college level to come in and take over one of the premier programs.
Yeah, I mean, he turned down jobs for 15 years before he took this job, that's for sure. To me, it's because Tommy Lloyd is genuine, and he's not a car salesman. And I think that what you hear from him in post games, what you hear from him in candid moments, is exactly who he is. The culture, DK, is recruiting players who don't need to score 27 points a game to impress scouts. I mean, no disrespect, AJ DeBonta is incredible, right? However, I don't think that you're going to see a lot of caliber players like that, guys who are trying to get up 20 shots in their 1 year of college. A perfect example, Koa Pete and Braden Burries, 2 McDonald's All-American, could have gone anywhere in the country type players. They're not out here, DK, looking to get their own shots up. They're not out here trying to put numbers up. They're winners. They're trying to win games and sacrifice for the team. And Nathan mentioned Jaden Bradley. I mean, that's the epitome of what the men's Arizona basketball culture right now is players sacrificing for the betterment of the program and the betterment of the team. And individual awards, you want your weekly awards, that comes with winning, not with you getting 40 shots up in one game. And recruiting to that, recruiting players who won in high school, won internationally, in Koa Pete's case, 4 gold medals. Those kind of guys, Ivan Karchenkov, just want to win above and all other things. And relative to, Tommy getting in those living rooms and talking to those guys, as you said, he's established 25 years in this industry. He is universally liked. Listen to any coach on the opposite side of the sidelines, DK, talk about Coach Lloyd, and it's always glowing about how he's an even better person than he is a coach. So being genuine, preaching teamwork, and sacrificing maybe your own personal stats for the betterment of winning as a program is a big sell nowadays. There's a lot of used car salesmen out there in the NIL era, DK, making a lot of promises to high school seniors. You're going to be able to come and do this. I think the idea of you're going to have to earn it, we're about the program's much bigger than me, much bigger than you, much bigger than any player who ever will play here. That message and that culture is what I'm seeing in this number 2 ranked Arizona basketball team, 25-26. Great players sacrificing for the team.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We're going to talk some Arizona track when we come back. Bryson Nielsen, one of the freshman phenoms on the Oval, is going to join us. DK on the Sports Tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collisions Prince and Campbell, Campbell and Prince Road, Houghton and Golf Links and Houghton. Crash was reported on I-10 near Alvernon Way. I-10 near Alvernon reported wreck. Got some slowdowns for I-10 westbound right between Valencia and Alvernon. For your weather, 41, the overnight low, sunny, 69 tomorrow, breezy, and 80 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
The Cup is coming home.
Firing, caught, touchdown Arizona. Braden Stooks picks it off, takes it right away. The Cats win the Cup. They win their 9th game of the season, and they do it emphatically.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Meet Barkley. When Barkley smells gas, he leaves fast. When Barkley hears hissing coming from a gas appliance, he leaves fast. When Barkley sees dirt or water shooting from the ground, he leaves fast. Barkley then calls 911 and Southwest Gas from a safe location.
Did that dog just grab a phone and dial 911?
Gas lines can be buried anywhere, so remember to call 911 and Southwest Gas.
Need parts fast? Need them now? O'Reilly is fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly Auto Parts stand apart. Right now at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts, you can get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 qualifying brake rotors. Ask the professional parts people about additional brake pad and rotor upgrade options available at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Food truck owners, today business will be booming. People will love your new menu and not make special orders. You will not roll your eyes when someone calls it a quesadilla. You will also switch to Progressive to get 30 customizable coverage options and restore your inner peace. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Softball and baseball season has arrived in Tucson, and tickets are on sale now. From the greatest setting in softball at Hillenbrand Stadium to the dingers into the Tucson sunset at High Corbett, you won't want to miss any of the action this season. Tell a friend, bring the kids, and spend your evenings at the yard, as the Wildcats are sure to put on a show. Get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287 or visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/tickets. Bear down.
Tune in Saturday, March 7th, as your top-ranked Arizona Wildcats wrap up the regular season in Boulder versus the Colorado Buffaloes. Pre-game starts at 5:30 p.m. and tip-off is scheduled for 9 p.m. on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Every day is a balancing act with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Sponsored by Robinhood. Your money, your move. A quartet of homers. Yes, that is what Korea did against Czechia on Thursday in the World Baseball Classic, taking down Czechia 11-4. Astros infielder Shea Whitcomb drove in 2 of the team's 4 home runs, their most in any World Baseball contest. Korea will take on Japan on Saturday, and I expect Japan to easily win that game. I'm Addie Bates.
Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And Tax Slayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention Tax Slayer even has support from real US-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, it's his first year in the Arizona Wildcats track and field program, and he already has a Big 12 championship next to his name. Bryson Nielsen, he's a freshman, and at the recent Big 12 Indoor Championships, he won the 1,000-meter run. He joins us now. Bryson from Mesa, Arizona, and Eastmark High School. Bryson, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us today. First of all, congratulations on winning your first Big 12 Conference Championship. Now, for those that aren't familiar with indoor track and field, we deducted that the inside oval is about 200 meters, so that's 5 times around. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So you go to the Big 12s. Did you anticipate that you had a shot to bring home the title?
I anticipated that I would try and get into the final, but I never anticipated winning the race as a whole.
So what was kind of when you got into the final? I mean, take me through the race, how it went down, when you kind of realized you might have a shot to win it, how you made your move to get to the front of the pack. What was your game plan?
My game plan was to just sit back for the first half of that race and see what other moves the guys in that race were taking, because I did notice that a lot of guys were making huge outside moves really early during that race. I typically wait later for that because that's when guys get tired at the end of the race and they don't have the energy left to build up that speed and finish strong.
Bryson Nielsen is our guest, freshman distance runner at the University of Arizona, finished first in the 1,000 meters at the Big 12 Indoor Championship. So then we mentioned 5 laps. So was it on the last lap? Was it on the 4th lap that you started to make your move? When did you kind of go get to the outside and try to get to the front?
I think this was at the start of the last lap that I started making bigger moves and went wider to get around the outside of everyone else who was in front of me.
And how far from the end did you take the lead?
I actually didn't take the lead. The reason I actually won that was because of a disqualification.
Oh, wow.
Someone got disqualified that was 0.1 in front of me at the finish line because he made an illegal move inside the rails and passed on that. I think even if he stayed legally behind and didn't pass in the rails, I think I would have won that either way. So it was an interesting race to see, like, how they decided, like, it was a DQ because of the illegal move. But, I mean, I still took home the win. I'm very impressed with it.
So now you you obviously thought you'd finish second, and at what point was it? Right away after the race was over that you realized something was going on?
I think it was a few minutes afterwards when there was more conversation about like a decision that was going to be made, whether he was disqualified or not, because he was off the track for that, and they were analyzing to see if he got pushed out or if he got himself pushed out and went around. Obviously, he pushed out and went around. It took a while to analyze, but I mean, even if it was second, I would still be happy with this result because of, well, it's my first Big 12 indoor championship meet.
So now, were you aware during the race? Did you see that happen? Were you at the point where you saw, whoa, man, he might be in trouble for that?
I was right behind when that actually happened. So I was like, hang on, will they look at this again? Because I didn't know if they're going to like count that or if they were just going to leave him or leave his time in and he would win.
And describe the moment for me when you realize, wow, disqualification, I just won this.
I was shocked with it. I was impressed. I didn't expect it. It obviously wasn't easy, but I didn't expect to have like a championship this huge at a Power 4 conference under my belt already.
Bryson Nielsen is our guest. He won the 1,000 meters at the Big 12 Conference Championships this past week down in Lubbock, Texas. He's a freshman. Now, Bryson, obviously we've had an upheaval in the track program, new coach coming in this year. Were you in the mix to come to Arizona before the coaching change, or did you make your decision after the coaching change?
I was in the mix before they made all the coaching changes. So at the start, as soon as they made all that, I had mixed feelings for it, but I wanted to be mature about it and give the new coaching a shot and see how I would work with it, because I was signed under a different coach prior to all the new staff change. I think it's paid off pretty good. Like, I've trusted the process so far, and I'm seeing like strong success already.
So then, what did Coach? Obviously, and you're a distance runner, so you're under the cross country coach who also does distance in the outdoor season, Jay Colasius. What did he have to sell you on for you to stay?
He just told me to give me a year, trust him, and he will get me somewhere in the collegiate level for the NCAA sports. And I think Wade being patient with him has really paid off.
We're chatting with Bryson Nielsen, distance runner. And obviously first year out indoors. Like, how is what you've done individually indoors? How has that now prepared you for how you want to attack this outdoor season?
Typically, outdoor results come back better than indoor results. And it also gets me in shape for outdoor itself. And I feel like indoor is really used as like a preview to what could happen outdoors. And it's a good way to see how fit I am for that kind of racing. And I think after this indoor season, I feel ready for outdoor, and I'll try and attempt to qualify for NCAA nationals or just see how far I could get.
Now, I know a lot of folks in our fan base have heard of the term Gatorade Player of the Year, Athlete of the Year for high school athletes that are among the best in their sports. You were the Gatorade Player of the Year for men's track and field here in the state of Arizona. What was it like to be bestowed with that honor?
It felt like a lot, because there's obviously more than just the sport to get the award. There's like stuff that you do outside of it that you do with like the school and like other things such as like community service. like one of my favorite things to do with that was feed my starving children and participating in like school events to help out like the school itself and for the good results that have been put in high school for your sport. So it's more than just sport. It's like how you put yourself into the community, which is really important.
And I hear you're a pretty hell of a good chess player too.
I was for a bit. I think after a couple of years, I decided to take a break from it, and I lost a little bit of skill, but I think I could relearn it again if I have the time.
So is there anybody else on the team that wants to challenge you to a game?
I don't know actually.
You don't roll out on the road with your chess case to get some games?
No.
You're bored?
No, I don't.
There you go. What are you studying at the U of A?
Right now I'm studying business management. I was a major for engineering, just taking base classes, but I did enjoy it. I just realized it would be really, really tough to juggle that amount of classwork and the number of classes I was getting with like the sports and travel, because with cross country the last semester, it was really tough to communicate with some of my professors on like what I was going to be out of town for. And it was a lot of work, but it was enjoyable. I probably would have stuck with it if I wasn't doing sports. It's not saying that I'm just taking business management because it's quote unquote easier. I also enjoy that because I had a prior job that was along the lines of like that kind of major. So I have a little bit of experience, and I've also taken classes before along business. So it's something that I also enjoy.
And you'll run 800 and 1600 outdoors. Will you do any other events? Are you any relays? Are you in the relay mix potentially?
I'm not quite sure yet. It really is up to Coliseus, as it's his call for what events he wants me to do. But most likely the 800 and 1600.
There you go. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you, Bryson, outdoors after winning your first indoor Big 12 championship. Clear off the mantle, I should say. We got Gatorade Player of the Year and already a conference championship. I'm sure there's going to be many more before your career here at the University of Arizona comes to a conclusion. Bryson, appreciate you taking some time to join us. Continued success. Looking forward to seeing you outdoors this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing, we have Big 12s this year in Tucson.
That's right. Outdoor Big 12s, correct.
Yeah, that hopefully a lot of people show up for that.
There we go. And they'll be debuting the new track, I would imagine, when that event comes around as well out at the Drachman Stadium. Bryson, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me on here.
Bryson Nielsen, freshman from Mesa, Arizona, Eastmark High School up in the Valley, Gatorade Player of the Year, state champion as well. Was Bryson in track and field as a high schooler, and now Big 12 champion indoors in just his first season. Great accomplishments right there. DCAM the Sports Tip, 1 hour in the books. Much more coming up for you. We're going to talk some wrestling in the 5 o'clock hour. All Elite Wrestling is coming to town. And Tekla is going to join us. She's known as the Toxic Spider. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collisions reported at Houghton and Golf Links and Houghton. Bop Road near San Joaquin on Bop Road to the east of San Joaquin. Collision reported westbound I-10 near Alvernon Way. Freeway slowing on westbound I-10 approaching Craycroft to Alvernon. 41 the overnight low, sunny, 69 tomorrow, breezy, and 80 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Here it comes. Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Spring is in the air and our warm temperatures are about to turn hot. Now is the time to take advantage of pre-summer savings before the hot summer weather. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is offering 5-year, no-interest financing on the installation of Green HVAC systems, OAC. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748, or make your appointment online at picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Shh, here she comes. Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store, and they're super aggressive. There's thousands of them.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Out west, the work doesn't stop when the cold sets in. Well-made outerwear should protect you in all conditions. At Boot Barn, we carry the broadest assortment of warm, durable outerwear with options from top brands like Carhartt, Ariat, Cody James, and Hawks. We offer soft shell, concealed carry, waterproof and insulated coats, Sherpa-lined and denim jackets, and certified FR gear. Visit us in store to find the outerwear you need. Boot Barn. Keep west.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday. Don't forget the Tommy Lloyd Radio Show tonight. Get on out to the Union Public House. I think there's been, all but one night where they've had just tremendous weather. You out on the patio. I saw that, I think I read something this morning that this is, we knew that this had been one of the warmest winters we've had in a long time. I read where it's been 5 degrees warmer than normal. The highs have been 5 degrees warmer, and the lows have been 4 degrees warmer than normal over the stretch of this winter cycle here in southern Arizona.
Great if you live in Montana, not so much southern Arizona.
That's okay. There has not been a single frost day at all this winter, meaning we have not dropped below 32 degrees this entire winter. Normally you'll get some. I can remember I worked in television a lot of years, and I can remember coming out of the station on some cold mornings and having to let the car warm up, start the car and let it warm up for a little while before I drove away to go home. But I don't work quite that late anymore, unless, of course, we have like this Saturday, we'll have kind of a late night, and we'll be here quite into the early portion of the morning because the Wildcats do not play the Colorado Buffaloes until 9 p.m. our time on Saturday night. So we'll be here probably till the wee hours of the morning Sunday. But, yeah, there has not been a lot of freezing nights leaving here after games this
It's
year.
not a new trend. Can speak from somebody who went to elementary school here in the 70s and 80s that almost every morning you would have frost on the grass, like almost every single morning during this time of year. But I think the thing is, DK, is a lot of people move out here to get away from those cold weathers. They don't want to shovel their driveways anymore. However, there's like a nostalgia for it. So you'll always hear anybody, you mentioned your own personal snowbirds. There's something to be said about sitting and sipping on a margarita poolside in 80-degree weather in February. But then when every single day is 80 degrees, it's like, well, are we in San Diego? It's nice to have that balance of having some cold weekends, right, mixed in with some pool weather as well during the early spring months. So, yeah, but, as long as it's not overbearingly warm, which it'll never be this time of year, but 5-degree swing is pretty big. It's been an unseasonably warm year for no doubt.
We'll take it. My snowbirds, they're leaving tomorrow, so we met up with them for one last time. Last night, my wife is sad because her friends are leaving. Now they've been here for the last 5 weeks. I told them, next year you'll come back here because they're coming back. They've already decided they're coming back again next year.
So
and,
as a kid,
I told them the next year you'll come back here and it'll be cold.
As a kid, this town was a quarter the size it is now. Yeah. And every spring, people invite their friends from cold weather states to come and visit. And the next year they come and visit longer. And then the year after that, they buy a spring home.
Right.
And that's why the town is 4 times larger than it was when I was growing up. You just described the reason for that.
Mm-hmm. There you go. So long to Renee and Rich. I think they're going to try to drive back to Ohio in like 2 days. I was like, don't rush. But they said, hey, we just want to get it over with. So they're going to hit the road tomorrow morning and head back to
There's got to be some
Ohio.
biggest balls of yarns and that kind of thing along the path.
Right? Biggest balls of yarn.
Yeah, those roadside attractions.
Truth or consequences, But got to stop in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, and see what that's all about for sure. 520-848-1290. So I wanted to, a couple things. I wanted to, because you were not here, Jade. We talked about it on the post-game show on Monday, but then Dragon Ball and I got into it a little bit more on Tuesday, and that's just basically what to do with this game on Saturday and whether or not the Wildcats, because it doesn't really mean anything, this game against Colorado. The Wildcats can lose. They're still going to be Big 12 Conference championships. And basically my point is that the one thing, and this can be, I guess, depicted as good or bad, depending on how you look at it, the fact that you've got the human element that is heavily involved in college athletics, and humans are never to be trusted, as we've come to know in our lives. So the Wildcats, really, if this was, the NBA or the NFL or Major League Baseball, would go to Colorado and probably not play anybody. Because why? You don't need to. Because you've already accomplished what you set out to do in the regular season. And so there really is no need to throw guys out there. I mean, if it was the NBA, Braden Burries would not play at all. Probably, who else? Probably you could say Jaden Bradley would not play at all in that game if it was the NBA. Because in professional sports, your win-loss record dictates your postseason future. But in college athletics, people dictate your postseason future. And people are not to be trusted. And so the Wildcats, and again, there's good and there's bad in that. The good in that is that you can't really load manage in college like you can in professional sports, because you go to Colorado and you lose that game on Saturday and people are going to start dropping you down on the pole line. Some people might even drop you down on the NCAA tournament line, which is absolutely stupid and crazy, because we all know that game means nothing. But again, people can't be trusted to do the right thing. And so the good in that is it forces these teams to have to go out and play everybody in a game like that. The question is how much? How much do you do that on Saturday. So that was our question of the day. It's actually still up. You still got one more day to vote on this, but I wanted to update it because we didn't talk about it yesterday at all because we were up at Pima College. But so you have 23 hours left to vote on this question of the day with nothing on the line Saturday for Arizona in their season finale in Colorado. Should Tommy Lloyd, A, totally rest his starters, B, partially rest his starters, or C, play all their normal minutes? Early on, the play all the normal minutes was winning, but right now it is partially rest the starters at 48%. Play all their normal minutes at 35%, and totally rest your starters at 17%. I mean, I would be fine with some guys not playing at all in that game on Saturday.
Who?
Like, I would be fine if they rested Braden Burries because, again, I told the story. I spoke to somebody who saw him in the tunnel before the game and looked at him and felt like he still wasn't quite right. He wasn't quite right. Now, he's gone out there and played every single game during this stretch where we knew portions of it he was sick. But this person said, yeah, I looked at him and he just still looked like he was, like he said, his face didn't look like it had like the full blood you would expect to see in somebody's face. Like he was still maybe dealing with a little bit of whatever Braden Burries has been dealing with. So I would be fine.
Is this person a doctor that saw Braden Burries in the tunnel or just a...
Well, no, I don't think this person has any medical...
Gotcha.
At all.
It's
just somebody
trying to get all the facts
it's just
here.
somebody that looked at him and said, wow, he doesn't look like he, and kind of, was observing the situation.
I think the thing is you got Koa Pete and Dwayne Aristotle both coming back from extended time off. And so it's most important that those guys get their legs underneath them. So I could understand Burries, JB. If you wanted to, put yourself in Coach Lloyd's seat and make some choices as to players who would either sit out or play lesser minutes, certainly not those guys who have returned, right? Because you want to make sure they get in game shape. So, I mean, I said my piece in the post game. I guarantee you, I'm not going to predict. I'm going to guarantee you what's going to happen, DK. They're not going to play any different than they normally would. They're not going to. I mean, I get everything you're saying about a professional team and all that. I think that this roster will look nothing like it does next year, like it does today. So a lot of these guys are basically in their last go-around in college basketball, the seniors for certain, but a lot of the freshmen are probably not going to be on campus next year. So preparing for the Big 12 tournament is great, but mostly preparing for the NCAA tournament. And while rest is good, I think the rhythm of the 2 games a week and what that's all about and how their preparation is for those games has worked so far with 20, out of 31 games. I think they're doing okay. It's so weird when you talk about 18, 19, 20-year-old athletes, you change a routine, DK, and sometimes that can, gum up the work. So I think relative to the game in Colorado, they have 14 quad 1 wins.
Yeah.
There are 2 teams in America with 14 quad 1 wins, Arizona and Duke. 2 teams have 11 quad 1 wins, Florida and Michigan. No other teams have more than 10. So there's no doubt that Arizona's already locked in to a 1 seed. They could lose against Colorado and lose their first game in the Big 12 tournament. They're still going to get a 1 seed. Now, that being said, how prepared are the players, the ones who sat out especially? I mean, Koa and Dwayne Aristotle finally got in. He only got 3 minutes in the first game back, right? But this last game out, he actually got a little bit of run. So super important for those guys.
And I'd love to see him play more, yeah.
Yes, super important that's why I said who. Now, who do you want to have sit out? Because I think it's important for Koa and Dwayne Aristotle, after already sitting out 3 games, to get their legs back underneath them. What you're going to see is the regular starters, and then as the game goes on, some other guys, C.D. Gay, you could definitely see Evan Nelson and some of those other guys on the bench spell the starters. I don't think those rotation players, DK, would let Coach Lloyd take them out if it meant a loss to the Colorado Buffaloes. I think it's important for those players that they win that game at all costs. They're not going to tell the coach, no, I'm not coming out. But resting, yes. Not playing, I think it will mess up the conditioning and the way that the game shape goes and how the routine of 2 games in 2 days that they've been doing now for 5 months. So I don't expect too many big changes, but some of the starters you might not see their typical 29 minutes, might be closer to 19, 20 minutes and let some of the other guys on the bench get some work.
Cricket is here now. Cricket, can you primp a little bit like you were just primping over there?
I was trying to situate after between the hat and the headphones. My hair gets all stuck and twisted around. So
now,
sorry,
what is this hat? I don't think I've seen this hat.
It's True Religion.
Oh, that's right. True Religion.
Made in America.
Our theologian. Oh, I totally forgot. I had a question I was going to ask you. It was related on something theological that I had seen the other night, and now I can't remember it. So I'll have to come back to that when my mind comes back to me. But J-Dub and I were talking about that. This is the in terms of the we've been having the great weather.
Yes.
Here, this 5. So these were the numbers I saw. 5 degrees higher temperature highs in terms of highs than we've had in recent years, and 4 degrees in the evening or lows. The lows have been 4 degrees higher than we've had in recent years, and we've not had one single frost so far.
Isn't that crazy?
Yet this year.
It's wild, man.
I was telling DK growing up, it was frost every morning at school.
Yeah.
This time of year. Like every single morning when you got off the bus, there would be frost on the grass, like always.
All the time,
Every single day, yeah.
Yeah, it's just so my snowbirds are leaving tomorrow. They're flying back north to Ohio, and so I told them that. So they've already decided they're coming back next year, and so I already told them next year you'll come here and it'll be cold.
Yeah, might even snow or something wild.
Because they're like, oh my gosh, this is the first time they come. It was like my first winter here, like my first Christmas here in 2008. It was like that whole week it was like 80, and I'm like, wow, this is cool. Like 80 degrees at Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like never.
You'd be
that
surprised how little people know. Like Paige's people, they're like, well, what's it? How is it dealing with 100 degrees on Christmas?
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, bro, that's not how temperature works.
That doesn't happen.
Tucson during the wintertime is basically like mid 50s, mid 60s regularly, and mid 30s at night. Like there are no 100 degrees days in December and January. And then here you go. You got an 85-degree February. So who knows?
It's
true.
I'm mad that I cannot remember my theological question for you.
You kind of scare me when you say you want to ask me. You want to ask me some theological
I think
question?
the question was, Cricket.
Yes.
What's this all about?
What's this all about?
Everything. It's life.
Right. Everything. It's
all
about
about?
Everything from top to bottom. Indeed. All right, Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center, collisions that are reported Bop Road east of San Joaquin, Houghton and Golf Links. Earlier wreck reported westbound I-10 near Alvernon, some slowing there. Road work and backups, Palo Verde and Irvington. We've got those, for Irvington and Alvernon, slowing there southbound and westbound. Palo Verde and Irvington, slow there for southbound, Palo Verde at Irvington. 41, the overnight low, sunny and only 69 tomorrow.
41, that's getting close to 32.
It's going to be a little chilly tonight. And nice and cool tomorrow, 69. Breezy now and 81. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Cool Willie's is Tucson's home for heating and plumbing with legendary service, fast help, friendly techs, and work done right. When your home needs care, trust Tucson's own. Book now at coolwillies.com.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? The kids who actually have the money to go out there and play tennis. Why haven't we produced any of them? DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya, guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
En garde! Ever wanted to try an Olympic sport but think you're too old, too out of shape, too busy, or that those sports are just too unsafe? Think again. Fencing is taking the nation by storm, and it's a safe, fun, engaging sport that's perfect for everyone. Any age, any skill level. Classes are safe, active, engaging, and community-driven. No experience needed, and most clubs offer loaner gear for beginners. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
So hot. I can help you. Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team. But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Goodfellasac.com.
Now is the perfect time to start your next home renovation project. At the Window Depot, you get factory direct prices, no installers, no middleman, and serious savings. Windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, all in stock and ready to take home today. Perfect for DIYers and contractors who want to save thousands and get materials fast. Your project, your timeline, the best prices. Shop online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save you money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit progressive.com.
Download our app. It slaps. Nobody covers Southern Arizona sports like we do. Don't miss out on any of the highlights, stories, and analysis. The flagship home for Arizona Wildcats athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
I'm Bridget Condon with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Chiefs are trading cornerback Trent McDuffie to the Rams in exchange for LA's first, fifth, and sixth round picks this year, plus a 2027 third round pick, according to NFL Network insiders Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport. Meanwhile, the Patriots have informed wide receiver Stephon Diggs that he'll be released at the start of the new league year on March 11th. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show that there's no deadline for his decision to play in 2026. Rodgers praised Steelers head coach Mike McCarthy, but says he's enjoying his offseason and will have conversations down the line. NFL Network insider Mike Garafolo is reporting that if the Eagles were to trade wide receiver A.J. Brown, they'd be looking for a Quinnen Williams type of deal, which is a first-round pick and a second-round sweetener. The Jets traded Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys for a 2026 second-round pick, a 2027 first-round pick, and defensive tackle Mozzie Smith. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Wendy's has a new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mints cookie pieces, rich, creamy Frosty, and a mint chocolate cookie sauce. Which means Girl Scout Thin Mints and Wendy's Frosty, yeah, they're basically best friends now. It's like two delicious desserts just high-fived, snapped a few too many friendship selfies, and then rode a tandem bike down a never-ending road of mint chocolate Frosty perfection. So, swing by Wendy's and try the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, the Territorial Cup Series is pretty tight so far this year. It's 5.5-5 at the moment in favor of the Wildcats. Although the Sun Devils have picked up a few of late. They swept the women's basketball series. They won the first meeting in beach volleyball. And they also won the swimming and diving points on both sides. There'll be 2 more points contested coming up this weekend. Beach volleyball will play for the second time around, this time up there. That'll be tomorrow. And also tomorrow night down here at McHale Center, it's Arizona Women's Gymnastics taking on their rivals from down north, as we like to say, the Sun Devils. And joining us now is senior Emma Strom. I feel like we just talked to Emma a few weeks ago. She's like our favorite. Emma, they keep giving you these radio assignments here. They must like the way that you talk on the air.
Well, it's an honor. I really appreciate it, and I'm excited to be here today.
There you go. Well, let's go back because I remember the last time we talked to you was right before the reunion weekend. So I want to find out, how was that received by the women on the team this year to have all of those alumni gym cats back here in Tucson?
It was such an incredible meet for all of us and our alumni to be back here. We had such a great turnout for our alumni. Over 100 alumni were back, and we competed on Saturday afternoon. But the day before the meet on Friday at practice, we had so many alumni in the gym, and just to hear their stories when they were a gym cat, it was so cool to just hear about their experiences. And then we really showed out on Saturday night and had an incredible meet against West Virginia and won. So it all around was just a spectacular weekend.
Okay, so did any of the alumni ladies, when they were in the Mary Roby, did they get up and try to do anything crazy?
There were a couple cartwheels.
There we go. Let's keep it simple.
They were ready to go. Maybe some of them wanted to compete Saturday night.
Share one of those stories. I'd love to hear maybe one thing you heard that resonated with you.
How actually we got to give them a tour of McHale, and McHale has changed a lot since the 1980s, and some of the gymnasts were talking about how it wasn't their own locker room. They shared a locker room with all of the women's sports. And so they just thought it was so cool to see how glamorous our sport has kind of become. And just, all the super sparkly Leos that are in the locker room and all the pictures. Like, it's just so glamorous now and so cool. So it was really cool to just hear what it was like then versus now.
Emma Strom is our guest, senior Arizona Wildcats gymnastics. Emma, I want to touch on something that happened in the industry, or really in the sport this week. Y'all had a match that was canceled earlier this year at Iowa State because they were not able to field quite enough young ladies to compete. It was announced this week that they're going to discontinue that program at Iowa State. Do y'all talk about stuff like that in the locker room? Wow, what is the conversation about when things like that happen in the sport?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's definitely been a conversation that's been going around, and all of our hearts just really go out to all of those girls and even their alumni, because it's been, a really big loss for Iowa State, our conference as a whole. But yeah, our hearts just go out to them, and, hope that the rest of them are able to finish out their careers and really get the experience that they deserve.
Now, the positive side, I guess, for you all for that was you guys got to go to a pretty cool event down in Baton Rouge and compete against some of the best in the country down at LSU with the LSU Tigers, obviously hosting that event. And I believe Alabama, I believe, was also there, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So what was that like in North Carolina also? What was that like to compete in that environment? Because you normally don't get an opportunity like that this late in the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anytime you get the chance to go compete in an SEC environment, it's really loud and exciting in there. And so, Alabama and LSU are some of the top teams in the country right now. And so getting to compete alongside them just really kind of brings out the best in myself and that competitive edge. I really enjoyed it. And so it was a great opportunity to get to go there.
You finished with a 9.9 on the floor, which is your specialty. How did you feel about that performance, and what are some of the takeaways from that performance that you want to try to be better at this weekend against ASU?
I was really proud of the performance I had. We unfortunately had some uncharacteristic mistakes before I went on floor, and so, just really being able to have those girls' backs in that moment and close out the rotation strong was really just my goal in that moment. But I'm going for perfection, and I want a 10 this season. And I got a 10 from one judge a couple weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
So really wanting to get that from both judges now. But we're getting down to the end of season, and so it's just really all about the super small details in our gymnastics.
And this was on the floor you got the 10?
Yes. Just from one judge.
What was that like when you saw that number go up from that judge for you?
I was so excited. It's something that I've always really dreamt of. And so just to see that it's possible, it's happening, that's a goal I've set out for myself. I really felt proud of myself in that moment.
Emma Strom is our guest, senior Arizona gymnastics. I wanted to ask you, Emma, because you're from Omaha, and I believe that one of the young ladies, Molly Ladwick, I believe, on the basketball team is also from Omaha. Did y'all have any connection? Are you familiar with her at all? Like, because y'all are from the same town, I would imagine y'all might be the only two in the athletics department from Omaha. Have y'all been able to develop a bond being from the same hometown?
Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to know her too well, but it's super cool to know that there's someone else from the same hometown as you, especially being all the way in Tucson. I actually was homeschooled growing up, and so I was not in the normal school system, and so I didn't know her growing up, but it's great to, have her here also alongside at Arizona.
So now, were you homeschooled all the way through high school?
I was, yes.
So what was it like for you to, I know like now, there's so many kids that take classes online that don't even go into a classroom in college either. Have you had classroom instruction here in college? And what was that like for you to go into that environment for the first time?
I actually wasn't too nervous coming into college about the transition. The program I did in high school, it was hybrid. So there were some days I did go into school, but most of my work was online. I've actually had most of my classes be in person here at Arizona. And it was a smooth transition.
I would imagine with your personality, you're able to connect with your classmates pretty easily.
Yeah, it's great to, have some time outside of athletics and, be around students and not just athletes all the time for sure in classes. So I really enjoy going to class.
Is it hard to believe it's kind of, you're coming down to the final stages of this? You've got 2 more home meets to go. ASU obviously coming up tomorrow night, and then you'll have the quad meet coming up next Friday night. Are you starting to feel that this is the last stages of it?
Yeah, definitely. It feels really bittersweet though, and it's just it's time, and it's senior year, and everything kind of comes to an end at some point, but I'm really just so grateful for every moment I have. And, I just kind of find myself now, even in practice, whether I'm doing a beam routine or a floor routine, I really just feel that I'm soaking in every moment and cherishing it all.
It'll be a 6:00 meet on Friday night, Arizona State. It's Fans Wear Red night inside of McHale Center at Alchemy Arena. So wear your red in support of the ladies. One last chance to beat the Sun Devils. Well, what does this rivalry mean to you when you guys go out there and you face off against the ladies down north?
It means everything. This is one of the biggest rivalries in college athletics. And so last year when we competed at ASU and we got the win, that was just a feeling and a meet I'll never forget, the bus ride back. But it's, we're gearing up for a really exciting meet tomorrow. And we're competing for something bigger than just ourselves. And this is really just for the University of Arizona. But we're so excited and we're ready to go out there.
I want to hear about the celebration on the bus ride back last year. How did that go?
I think we sang Bruno Mars songs the whole way back from Phoenix. We sang every song possible.
Bruno Mars
that was a good bus to be on.
Bruno Mars still has some sway, huh? Have you ever worked Bruno into a routine?
That's one I haven't.
No. Okay. Well, maybe at some point down the line, we might be able to sneak a few bars of Bruno in there and get him out on the floor.
Maybe the NCAA can give me more eligibility. We can make that happen.
Hey, you never know, man. The NCAA these days, they like to hand out extra eligibility. If you could get another year, would you want to do this again for another year? I know Elizabeth came back, I think, and did it for another year. I mean, do you have one more year you could still do it potentially, or no?
No, unfortunately, I'm out of eligibility.
Okay.
But, now that we're kind of getting to the end here, I'm like, I can do it again. Sounds good.
What do you get when you walk out of that gym for the last time? What are you not going to miss?
Oh, I think I'm not going to miss having to roll out my legs because I'm feeling very old this year and just all the rehab and the treatment that's needed. I think that's something I won't miss.
There you go. Emma Strom and the Gym Cats tomorrow night against the Sun Devils. Get out and support these ladies. Final Big 12 home match of the year and second to last match overall. 6 o'clock will be the beginning of the match tomorrow night. Emma, always a great chance and always enjoy chatting with you. Stop stealing all the spotlight from your teammates. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you so much for having me on, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Bear down and go Cats.
Bear down, go Cats indeed. Emma Strom, Arizona Gymnastics. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collisions reported at Houghton and Golf Links. Golf Links and Houghton earlier crash Pop Road east of San Joaquin. Some slowing on westbound I-10 as you approach and pass Valencia. More slowing Alvernon and Irvington westbound and southbound. Irvington and Palo Verde more slowing southbound and westbound. Heavy backups westbound Broadway Boulevard at Campbell Keno and southbound slowing on Keno at Aviation Parkway. 41 the overnight low, sunny, 69 tomorrow, breezy, and 80 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new Luxe Value menu has 10 lavish indulgences, all $3 or less. It's easy to get carried away. Like when you try the new mini taco salad, you could ask, do I need a salad fork? The fork in the bag's fine. Luxe Value menu at participating locations while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Tax extra.
You are listening to the home of your University of Arizona Wildcats.
Triathlon has gone up into enemy territory in Tempe and won a second consecutive national championship, beating the Sun Devils on their own course.
I want to know if Kelly Wetland had the greatest individual season in Arizona Wildcats athletic history, because what I mean by that is she didn't lose. She never lost a single event. She finished first place. She swept the entire season in first place.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
En garde! U.S. Olympians do it. Your neighbor's kid does it. And yes, it's the only socially acceptable way to carry a sword. Fencing. No, not the kind that keeps dogs in. This is the Olympic and Paralympic sport for all ages. Fencing is fun, safe, and welcoming. Physical chess that builds both body and mind. Kids and adults make friends fast, stay active, and even open doors to college programs nationwide. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Spring is in the air and our warm temperatures are about to turn hot. Now is the time to take advantage of pre-summer savings before the hot summer weather. Pixrock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is offering 5-year, no-interest financing on the installation of green HVAC systems, OAC. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748, or make your appointment online at pixrockschooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Hi, you know me, Scott Lehman from ScottSaysYes.com. Check out this month's Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar powered by Premier Auto Center.
Visit the Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar at wildcatsradio1290.com to find out what community events are coming up in the Tucson area. You can also find Wildcats Radio 1290 events, upcoming sporting events, and more. Get the details and get involved with our community at wildcatsradio1290.com.
Go to ScottSaysYes.com today.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by TaxSlayer. Start filing for free today at TaxSlayer.com. With Stephon Diggs out in New England, the Patriots need another wide receiver for quarterback Drake May. Everyone automatically assumes the team will trade for A.J. Brown, but that may not be the best option. Alec Pierce is a free agent and put up similar numbers, and while Mike Evans is coming off an injury, he has proven to be reliable, and that's exactly what a young QB needs. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
I've got a sweet deal tomorrow. Sweet deal. Yeah. Quesos on 4th, new Mexican-American food spot. $50 gift certificate for just $25. This sweet deal goes on sale Friday, 8:30 a.m. over at WildcatsRadio1290.com. Quesos on 4th offers delicious fusion Mexican-American quesadillas like their cheeseburger quesadilla or the incredible Philly cheesesteak quesadilla. For me, it would be Philly steak quesadilla. No cheese. They also have vegan and vegetarian options. All Quesos on 4th orders come with a cup of elote corn, while also offering tasty bites like spicy Mexican brownies and Tres Leches cake.
Tres Leches.
Yeah. Tres Leches. Is it Leches or Leches?
Well, it depends on who you ask, I think.
I have no idea. I failed French in 6th grade. But yeah, Caitlin Clark and her friends, aren't they Tres Leches or Tres Leches or whatever you want to call them?
Well, yeah, Trey obviously being 3, so
yeah,
that would make sense.
They have dine-in and they have takeout at Quesos on 4th. So, again, a $50 gift certificate, just $25. This goes on sale Friday morning, bright and early, 8:30 a.m. at WildcatsRadio1290.com. A sweet deal for you.
Isn't the cheese what makes it a Philly cheesesteak?
Sure, if you like cheese, but you can still...
Well, a cheese whiz, like that's the way that Philly...
That's
the
way,
authentic Philly
the
style.
authentic folks that like the cheese do it, but, you know.
But a steak quesadilla doesn't have to have a Philly involved for
No,
you
it does
if you're not eating cheese.
It does not. It can I just like the meat. That's for sure. Just
Big old flat grill.
Keep the cheese. Keep the cheese away from me, for sure. In fact, I had a steak sandwich last night for dinner on our last night with our snowbirds.
I had poached salmon last night.
Yeah, you're eating nice time there. All right, let's let you know what's happening on our Westwood One top plays today. So last night we had, what do we have here? I got to get to
SGA
we
over
had
30.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. You talked me out of. I was going to go under 30.5, but you talked me out of it.
No, you were going to go against them, which is what you do. So you were going to go against the BetMGM
I was going to go
people.
under, because they said go over, and I was going to go under.
Because of you always oppositing what they
Right.
say.
But
And
you
I
talked
said,
me out of it.
Well, no, what I said was Shea averages 31, and he's got a 20-point game streak, which he's now 2 away from passing Wilt Chamberlain.
So let's find out how that went last night.
Gilgeous-Alexander gets to his spot, knocks down the jumper. Forced that to happen. Three-pointer is good. SGA knocks down the clutch three. Get it into Brunson. Brunson, three-pointer. Won't go. Rebound tip taken by Anunoby. Anunoby puts it up. Short. And the Thunder hold on and win here at the Garden.
So it was Shea Gilgeous-Alexander over 30.5 points at -125. 9 of 16 from the field, 1 of 1 from three. Doesn't take a lot of threes.
Takes about 5 a game.
Yeah. 7 of 7 from the line.
4.5 per game is what he averages. Yeah. He also averages 20 field goal attempts per game. Averages.
So he was a little under that.
And he had 16 last night.
Yep.
He also averages 11 free throws a game.
And he only had 7. So as a result
and he
of
also had 8 assists.
Yeah.
So
he passed it.
Well, the New York Knicks obviously were defending him to score and then giving up his assists. And Chet Holmgren had it going. I mean, that's an Oklahoma City team that has a lot of guys who can get hot. Even Cason Wallace and Lou Dort can get hot. Chet was 11 for 19 last night. So Chet was cooking early and often. And, Shea was setting up his boy.
Feed Chet. That's for sure.
Feed Chet. Somebody needs to feed Chet. He needs to put on another at least 25, 30 pounds. Looks like he might get broke out there.
Oh, boy. So, in the end, he did not quite make it to that 30 and 31 points that we needed. He finished with 26, did Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
You know what the craziest thing about Shea is, bro? He shoots 56% from the field. Like, if people out there have never watched Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, play, I mean, that's a 6'6" Allen Iverson. Mm-hmm. And I don't say that lightly. There's no spot that he can't get to. He can get anywhere he wants on the court. But 55% for a high-volume guy who leads the NBA in scoring, DK, I mean, that's unheard of, unfathomable. That's the kind of numbers you see a power forward shoot. He's shooting 55.2% from the field this year. Nuts.
Yep. We also had 2 college plays yesterday. The Westwood One people told us to take Texas over Arkansas. That was a game that matched 2 coaches that I've covered. Sean Miller, obviously, here at the University of Arizona. John Calipari at the University of Memphis. I have always said I am a huge John Calipari fan.
Why exactly are you a huge John Calipari fan?
He's fun to cover.
You're like his media stuff off the court, more so than his on-court stuff.
Yeah. He was fun to cover. He had open practices. This was probably towards the beginning when people started closing practices. He had open practices. They had open locker room. Like when I was covering the Tigers. Now this is circa 2005 to 2007. They still had open locker rooms. Like you could just go into the locker room and talk to guys after games. I don't know that they still do that.
So you and D Rose are just hanging?
Yeah, me and D Rose. Hey D, what's up, brother? No, that kind of thing. Yeah. So it was cool. I mean, I was actually kind of shocked when I got here in 2008, and we couldn't go in the locker room. I was like, we can't go in the locker room?
Yeah, Coach Miller was like one of the...
That was before Miller got. That was still... my first year here was Russ Pennell. But, yeah, I don't know if Lute's locker room had been open. Or not.
Yeah, a bit towards the end maybe, but practices you could definitely, it was a much more open environment than when Coach Miller took over. Yeah,
and that's the other thing. Practices, you could go to practice at the
could.
University of Memphis when John Calipari was there. So I've always been a Coach Cal fan. So I flipped that one, and I decided we would take Arkansas minus the 6.5 over Texas, and they kicked Texas's butt. So we did win on that one last night. Also, they told us, what else did they tell us to do? Oh, they told us to take SMU at home over Miami. I didn't like that at all, so I flipped that one, and I took Miami.
Well, you
plus
flipped every
1.5. See if I'd.
You keep saying I didn't like that one, but you flipped literally every single bet that we've been given by them. It's got nothing to do with what you think.
You talk me out of
flip
Shea.
every
We'd
one
have
of
won
them.
all three last night if I hadn't let you talk me out of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
You said I really didn't like that one. No, you're just flipping everything that they tell us to do.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No, I didn't like it. I mean, I've started debating this. I'm not flipping everything. I've started debating these a little bit more. If I see something I like, or if I.
So why didn't you think Shea Gilgeous-Alexander would have more than 30 points versus the
because
New
it was a
York Knicks?
back-to-back. They had played the night before. I just didn't feel comfortable with him scoring 30 on a back-to-back.
Cool.
Yeah, that was kind of it.
I don't know anything about SMU this year. Why would they pick SMU at 8 and 9 in the ACC over the 22 ranked Miami
know.
Hurricanes?
They upset North Carolina earlier this year. Maybe.
Yeah,
had
that
something to do
could
with
be
that.
it.
All right, we've got two things. Well, we got let's see what they've got an NBA pick, and then I've got a couple college plays for you. So let's see.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the Bulls with Westwood One Sports. Michigan's magical season will be tested Thursday at Iowa City. The Hawkeyes are deliberate but efficient in their offensive ways. However, a 300-plus standing and effective field goal percentage D over last month is a problem. Yes, Iowa plays slow, but Michigan is a wagon. Give this better the over 145.5 at minus 110. Bet smarter, be the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, so number 3 Michigan is at Iowa tonight. The Wolverines are 27-2. The Hawkeyes are 20-9. Michigan has 7 games better than the Hawkeyes in the Big Ten, as they have won that title already. So they actually gave us 2 picks on
They're
this
going to
today.
sit all their starters?
Let's keep an eye on that tonight. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's keep an eye on that tonight.
Same scenario, right?
See what they do. Yeah,
wrapped
I think
up the
this
Big
is their
Ten,
this is their last regular season game, I do believe. Are they? Do they play? Let's see.
It's been a
They
minute
have
since I
two-
checked
well, they
Big
have
Ten
two.
standings.
They have 2 games.
Let me
left.
double check.
So they play at Iowa tonight.
They got
and then they play at Michigan.
They're 3
home
games
against
up on the
Michigan State.
Spartans, so that they've wrapped up the conference.
Yeah. So they've got 2 games that don't really. Well, Michigan State. You still want to beat Michigan State.
Yeah, they're not resting starters versus their rivals. No,
At home. Yeah, at home.
No,
No, they're not doing that. So they, I'm going to flip that. They said take the over. I'm going to take the under, but we're going to put that with a parlay because they also told us to take Iowa plus the 8.5. Now I do like that at home. I don't know that I was going to win, but that 8.5 number was too much for me. So we're going to parlay Iowa plus 8.5 over Michigan with the under Iowa Michigan 145.5. So we take that parlay at plus 260 to win $33.54. So we'll do that. Our NBA game tonight, Pistons Spurs. I'm going to go with what they say on this. They said take the under because these 2 teams I think played last week and it went under. So they said take the under again at 228.
Congrats to Wemby, first ever Defensive Player of the Month and Player of the Month.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he won both. First to ever do that?
That's what I read.
Or his
yeah.
first?
That's what I read.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
That's what I read.
Okay. There you go.
I mean, the Spurs, if you haven't noticed, the Spurs are, playing about as good. Probably the 2 most surprising teams. Detroit we all knew was going to come around. Cade Cunningham getting into his, he's on the verge of getting into his prime. Great player. Duran is playing great. Still a kid. He's only 22 or whatever. But I don't think anybody expected the Spurs would turn it around quite this much. They're sitting at 44-17 right now on the season. Obviously, Castle has a lot to do with that and some of the trades they've made. But Wemby, is healthy after that blood clot issue last year, and crazy to see them out at a 44-17 record and not stopping anytime soon.
There you go. There you go.
Other NBA news, real quick, DK.
Yes.
Rumor is
Jason Tatum.
That Jason Tatum may be back on Friday, which is only 10 months after his Achilles tear, which is way ahead of schedule. I think it was 12, 13, 14 months initially. So I don't know exactly what that would look like on the court because it would take him a while to get back in it. But that news came out today that there is a chance that Jason Tatum not only returns this season, but returns. Remember, Tyrese Halliburton had the same injury in the finals last year. He's not coming back this year. The Pacers want to tank anyway. But, yeah, Jason Tatum may be back in a Celtics uniform sooner rather than later.
While we're at it, let's check the scoreboard in the Big 12 today for the women's basketball tournament. They are playing the second round there. 2 finals on the board. So Kansas State upsets Texas Tech. Number 21 Texas Tech falls to Kansas State 58-51. So Kansas State has won twice and advances to the quarterfinals. BYU, we talked about this earlier. BYU wins again, 70-52 over rival Utah. So BYU on course to push this whole tournament back another day to Monday.
I don't know if the court has any issues with the fact that it's not waterproof and you can't have drinks on the sideline and with slipping and stuff. But I do know those rims are jacked, DK, because the Wildcats from Kansas State shot 34% in the win. The Lady Raiders shot 29%. Like the numbers coming out of the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City, I haven't seen a single team shoot well from the field. So maybe those rims are a little bit crooked. Floor looks good on TV. Well, no issues with slipping, but maybe the rims need a little work.
K-State outscored Texas Tech 21-4 in the fourth quarter.
4 points. Yeah.
Wow. And then you had, and BYU won by 18 and had a 5-point quarter. They scored 5 points in the second quarter and still won by 18.
I'm telling you, some of the offensive numbers are crazy. The game last night with the school up north, the second, third, and fourth quarters, DK, was like 11-11, 11-12, and then the final quarter was the very similar. They didn't score over 15 points in the last 3 quarters, neither team.
And right now, Arizona State is leading Iowa State 17-4 in the first quarter.
I'm noticing a trend here. Maybe get out like a, need to make sure that that they get out the bubble, make sure that you level those rims.
Kansas, Colorado will be the final game of the night in Kansas City. DK on the sports tip. We are going to talk wrestling. Tekla is going to join us in the 5 o'clock. Do you know Tekla, J-Dub?
I don't really know.
She is
wrestling.
the toxic spider.
I think when Andre the Giant retired was when my wrestling.
When you're wrestling.
Yeah. My wrestling watching days probably ended around that era. So it's been a minute. But Dragon Ball David Amata is a huge wrestling fan, so I'm sure he's very excited.
Tekla is from Austria, and she is currently the women's world champion. And she won. She retained her title with a win last night down in Texas. So we'll have to ask her about that. She'll join us in the 5 o'clock hour. DK on the sports tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Slowdowns westbound I-10 near Ruthroff. Westbound I-10 slowing approaching Valencia to just as you pass Alvernon Way. Busy travel Ajo and Keno westbound and northbound. Ajo and Mission busy southbound and westbound. Also backups for both directions of travel on Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells. 41 the overnight low, sunny, 69 tomorrow, breezy, and 79 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he?
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you. You look like you were a million miles away. I've been reading this book. How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification. It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens. And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right.
Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates like $100 back on Cooper tires. Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
Tucson, get ready. Championship golf is back. The Cologuard Classic by Exact Sciences tees off March 20th through the 22nd at La Paloma Country Club and the Westin La Paloma Resort and Spa. PGA Tour champions battle it out for the legendary Conquistadors Helmet Trophy. And it's all for a great cause, benefiting colorectal cancer awareness and youth sports. Don't miss it. March 20th through the 22nd. Get your tickets now at CologuardClassic.com.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
The most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And TaxSlayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention TaxSlayer even has support from real US-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Tonight in Tucson. NJCAA Division II Region 1 semifinal men's basketball. Undefeated Pima will host Glendale, 7 o'clock at the West Gym for a berth in the Region 1 final, which will be Saturday night. Brian Peabody's guys 30-0 for the second straight season, a 30-0 regular season. They wrapped that up a week ago, Wednesday, against Mesa. So they've been off for a week, haven't played a game. They must be chomping at the bit to get back out onto the floor and continue this winning streak.
They don't need rest
to get a region championship.
They don't need rest because nobody plays over 20 minutes a game.
Exactly. There you go. Great show yesterday up on West Anklam Road, getting a chance to celebrate that Aztecs program. So the ladies took care of business last night, as we thought that they would, beating the Phoenix College Bears to advance to their final. 78-55 was the final. There was a single-digit quarter there. The ladies from the Aztec ladies held the Bears to 9 points in the third quarter of that game.
Did they play the third
night.
quarter in Kansas City?
They did not.
Oh.
They did not play that third quarter in Kansas City. They are the number 1 seed, the Aztecs. 13 consecutive wins now for Todd Holthouse's crew. They jumped out very early with a 10-2 run in that game. Lucy Fisher finished with 24 points and 13 rebounds last night. They will play, oh ho hum, Mesa in the championship game on Friday night at 7 o'clock. This will be the 14th time in 18 years that Pima and Mesa will decide the Division II Region 1 championship. 13 times in 17
They're
times in 17
sick of each
years.
other is what you're saying.
It is the rivalry. It is the rivalry for sure. They've already played 3 times this year. Pima won twice, and Mesa won the meeting down here. So they'll need to beat them one more time. I would think, and I don't know, they could lose and still go to the national tournament. They could go as an at-large team. I think the men probably have a better shot of losing and still getting to the national tournament as an at-large. But the women could still go as well as an at-large. So we'll see how that rolls come Friday night. Going to head back up there tonight. I'm going to go up and see the men play. And I've not seen the Pima men play today, so I'm going to check that out tonight. Also going to try to get back up there tomorrow night and see the women in their regional final game. So great stuff. Really enjoyed. If you missed any of that show, head on over to our website right now, wildcatsradio1290.com. Better yet, download our app, because everything is on our app. You can watch yesterday's show. We had a chance to talk to a number of the men's players, April Jesse, the trainer, Ken Hakami, the baseball coach, AD. Everybody was there yesterday. Gene, I forgot about Gene. How can I forget about Gene? Gene Edgerson had a chance I think that's the first time I've interviewed Gene. I don't think I had interviewed Gene before.
Talk about energetic. I love the story. I mean, he was very open with his story about, where he came from, why he chose what he did, and the fact that he got a, degree in education and then wanted a bigger picture at DK and what could he really do for the betterment of this world and the communities he live in. Just such a great story and such a great dude.
Yeah, so all of that is on our app. Stay connected while you're on the go. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. Listen to Arizona Wildcats play-by-play. Get the latest news on your teams and more. It's all in one place. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app from the App Store or Google Play. The Wildcats Radio 1290 app is sponsored by Goodfellas Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Show the app. In fact, we'll be out tomorrow. Show us your app tomorrow at High Corbett Field. We'll be there for Arizona baseball tomorrow night. Show us your app, and my crew is going to tell you how you can win $100. Does it get any better than that? So today, some news in terms of Pima women's basketball. They started handing out the awards, and awards going to Kylie Sowers-Miller for the second year in a row, ACCAC Player of the Year. Congratulations to Kylie Sowers-Miller from Dream City Christian up in the Valley. 12 double-doubles this season in points and rebounds. 18 points, 9 rebounds on the season, 2 blocks. She averaged, playing and starting all 29 games, 1,000-plus points in her career at Pima. Todd Holthouse, ACCAC Division II Coach of the Year. Third time he has been named Coach of the Year. First time in 10 years. That's surprising. I'd have thought Todd would have been named Coach of the Year more recently than that. He's won it 3 times, 2009, 2016, and now 2026. Picked up his 400th career win earlier this season. 24-4 that team is. So congratulations. Also, first team All-ACC sophomore guard Malicia Nelson, the walking triple-double. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists on the season. And freshman guard Rainwa, second team All-ACC, All-ACCAC as well. So congratulations to all of those Pima ladies for a job well done this season. They'll play for the title in Region 1 tomorrow night against their rivals from Mesa, the Thunderbirds. Great stuff. All right, last night, the Suns were back on the court as well. Let's hear a little bit what happened with your Phoenix Suns.
2 nights ago.
Was it 2 nights ago? Okay.
Yes.
2 nights
This was
ago.
their win with Devin Booker coming back into the lineup over the Kings on the 3rd.
Let's hear that.
Green can't hit it. On rebound, Booker with a back tap. Gillespie will try again. He'll hit again. Colin Gillespie shooting over 42% from 3 on the season. Carter's down. 5-on-4 the other way. Iguodaro trailing the play. Outside. Green knocks through a triple. Same spot for Booker. Comes up short this time. Rebound fought for. Iguodaro pushes it in. Gillespie, trailer, Booker, 3-ball. And the shooting for the Phoenix Suns provide just enough as the Suns sweep the season series 114-103, the final score.
All 4 games they won against the Sacramento Kings this year did your Phoenix Suns. Great to see Book back in the lineup again. It's been a year of injuries between him and Jalen Green. I mean, seeing them play together finally, we've been waiting a while, but it's good to kind of see them both together at the same time on the same floor, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, it was very similar to what they were trying to do with the previous, combo guard that they brought in a couple of years ago, DK. If you have, multiple guys who can score from 3 levels, are quick enough and good facilitators, seeing Jalen Green get his feet underneath him, obviously, you're not going to come back right away after sitting out such a long, extended period of time, but he's been relatively healthy for his entire career up until the last 12 months. But yeah, Booker and Green, that was the biggest part of that trade with Houston for Kevin Durant was getting Jalen Green, who is, not an old dude. Jalen Green is only 24 years old. So he's got a lot of basketball left to be played. And the sooner Devin Booker and Jalen Green can get on the court together and develop chemistry, because it does take time to do that, the better. Also, obviously, Dylan Brooks not playing. So I was going to look it up, DK. I'm curious how many games Devin Booker, Dylan Brooks, and Jalen Green have played together this year. Probably 1.
Well, tonight will be just the 4th for Booker and Green in the same starting lineup. So yeah, that would be interesting to see. Yeah, tonight will be the 4th time that Booker and Green will share the starting lineup together when the Bulls come to town.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, Jalen came back briefly early in the season, and that didn't work out. So he went right back onto the bench. But yeah, I mean, I think I've always liked Jalen Green's game. I think he's, especially when he gets his fitness, he's a very quick player, one of the quicker players in the league, and, very 7 turnovers last night, DK, and only the 1 assist. But that's not, to me, exactly a good cross-section of what his skill set is. He can be a very good facilitator in the right offense. And the other guy, I wanted to mention really quick is Colin Gillespie, because we've talked about him sometimes this year, but without Dillon Brooks in the lineup, who kind of made up for Booker when he was out with the scoring punch, Colin Gillespie should be in the running for most improved player in the NBA this year. He definitely has to be on that short list of 2-3 players. You're going to look to guys like Cade Cunningham, who's now an MVP candidate this year, top 3 where he was an all-star. So going from all-star to MVP candidate is a big jump. But going from maybe not in the league to being a night-in, night-out contributor to a winning basketball team that's going to make the playoffs, Colin Gillespie has to be in that conversation. He's a big reason why the Suns are sitting 35-26 on the year.
Devin Booker and Jalen Green combined for 37 points and 6 3-pointers in the win over Sacramento on Tuesday. And so they will play the Bulls tonight. The Bulls basically traded everybody at the deadline. 8 players, including our guy Dalen Terry, jettisoned. They've lost 6 of 7.
Yeah.
They have not won a game in February.
Yeah. You mentioned that the Suns are 4-0 versus the Kings. The Kings aren't trying to beat anybody right now. 14-49 on the year. Obviously, they're in that big tanking conversation. Real quick, DK, it's going to be very interesting coming down the stretch, because generally this time of year is where you start looking at the standings. And you start looking at which teams are going to be in those play-ins, who's going to be the 7 through 10 in each conference. But the reality is right now, Milwaukee is not trying to lose. They are currently 5 games out of the 10 spot in the East. And in the West, it's the Grizzlies, who are 6 games behind the Trailblazers, who are in the 10 spot right now. It may wind up exactly like this. Like, the teams that are currently outside looking into the playoffs, none of those teams right now, DK, are trying to win games. So the playoffs might as well be set in stone. Here we are, with about a month and a half, 2 months to go in the season.
Indeed. So we'll see what happens tonight. Suns and Bulls. That'll be a 7 o'clock start up in the Mortgage Marketplace Mausoleum.
Let's see. Depth chart for the Bulls. Josh Giddey, Trey Jones, Isaac Okoro, Mattis, and Jalen Smith. Yeah, that's not the worst starting lineup.
There you go. All right, we are going to talk some wrestling when we come back. Tekla is going to join us from All Elite Wrestling. DK on the Sports Tip. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collisions first in Fort Lowell. Fort Lowell and First Avenue. Some slowing at the intersection. Palo Verde north of I-10 southbound. Slowing on Palo Verde approaching I-10. Nogales Highway south of Old Nogales Highway. A vehicle fire reported. Some slowing westbound Grant at I-10 and also on westbound Speedway Boulevard approaching I-10. And for your weather, 41 the overnight low. Sunny, 69 tomorrow. Breezy and 78 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. And My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
The jungle has moved to afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And Tax Slayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention Tax Slayer even has support from real US-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to Southern Arizona, And while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates like $100 back on Cooper tires. Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no. How bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Don't forget to download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. It slaps. We've got full coverage of the Wildcats, the Suns, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, Pima College. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app today.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The upcoming NCAA basketball tournament is loaded with talented teams, but make no mistake, the defending champion UConn Huskies are still the team to beat. The top-ranked Huskies are 31-0. They've just completed the 11th undefeated regular season in program history. Next up is the Big East Tournament, where the Huskies tip-off play on Saturday. Redshirt senior AZ Fudd knows what it takes to win in March, and this team is focused on bringing home a 13th national championship to their iconic program.
Just an overall sense of more calmness this year from the team, where last year I felt like there was more pressure on people, and you could kind of feel like the nervous energy, and don't get me wrong, that carried us, but this year I feel like we're more calm, confident, together than we've been in the past.
Westwood One will have complete coverage of the Big East Championship on Monday. Our broadcast begins at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Maggie Gray on Westwood One.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Yeah, sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week at most locations.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees and minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bankguide for details. Capital One, a member FDIC.
The cost of mesothelioma treatments can exceed $400,000, and families often face losing their homes and life savings just to pay the bill. The Rights and Claims Department of Flint Cooper has helped victims secure financial support they need to pay for their care and ensure their family's future. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma and don't have legal representation, call Flint Cooper now at 800-606-8169. Time is running out for you to file a claim, so don't wait. Call 800-606-8169 for a free consultation.
and the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, wrestling is coming to Tucson Saturday night at the Tucson Arena. It is the All Elite Wrestling promotion. 7 o'clock at Tucson Arena. It's going to be live on TNT and HBO Max. And we are pleased to be joined by the current AEW Women's World Champion, originally from Austria, Vienna, Austria, but she currently resides here in the desert, State 48. Tekla joins us. Tekla, welcome to the show. Pleased to have you on. How did you become a resident of our fair state?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm very pleased to be on your radio show. Oh, man, like coming to Arizona, that's a very long story. You know, a year ago, I was still in Tokyo, Japan. So if you want to hear that story, you got to have me in for a longer interview, I think.
Well, maybe next time when we get you in person at some point, we'll have to get the whole extended story. But so you were in Japan, you decided to make the move here to the United States. Had you looked at other places and just kind of maybe why Arizona was a spot that sounded right for you? I would assume you like warm weather.
You know, I do love warm weather. They were warning me about those crazy summers here, and once I hit July, I was like, I can take this. Once I hit August, I was like, Jesus Christ. But I was like, I like it hot, you know. I like the desert. It's beautiful out here. The palm trees, the sunrises, the sunsets, you know, like kill me. It's super underrated. I don't know why not everybody's here. Also, please, everybody, don't come here. we like it quiet.
All Elite Wrestling Women's World Champion Tekla is joining us. She is going to be performing at the Tucson Arena on Saturday night, coming off a performance, I believe, last night in El Paso, where you defended your title for the first time. Now, you're a new champion. You just won the title, I believe, back in February, and you just defended it for the first time last night over Thunder Rosa, who was from El Paso. So you had to go into her hometown and win that. How was that? How was that last night?
Yeah, that's right, baby. I defeated Thunder Rosa in her hometown. She's a Texas girl. It was tough, but you know what? I like it when I'm in the enemy's corner, you know? I like to get that heat. I like to, you know, there's a lot of Hispanics out there. I like to roll my arms at them, you know? Tell them to shut up, you know? I had the best time, you know? I'm having the time of my life right now, so... Yeah, I defended, you know, champ stuff, and yeah, what else can I tell you?
There you go. You roll those R's very good, Tekla.
Thank you. I've been around.
Known as the Toxic Spider, where did you get that nickname?
Oh boy, another long story, but when I was a kid, actually, there was this kids show back in Austria that was very popular, and they had this crazy evil spider on there, and that spider happened to be named Tekla. So all the kids in school were always like, oh, look, there's the evil spider coming, you know, and it stuck. And I also happened to be hyper flexible, if you know. So with one together makes a spider, and then toxic. I mean, toxic spider. Come on, that just sounds like a good name. Like it's a banger of a name, and also toxic, like signifying, you know, danger. Like be careful, and also toxic, not like you'd think in like a negative connotation. And for me, toxic is like, you know, be yourself, work hard, play hard, be smart, and do it your way, and have the best time of your life.
And you put the sting on your opponents in the ring.
That's right, baby. You know it.
Tekla is our guest. She is the AEW Women's World Champion. They're going to be here in Tucson come Saturday night. This will be the first time the AEW has gotten here to Southern Arizona. It's the wrestling promotion's been in existence since 2019. So for fans that have tickets, Tekla, what can they expect on Saturday night?
Oh, man, it's going to be an action-packed live show, stunts, crazy big boys and fabulous girls, and high flyers, the highest flyers, and the buffest babes. It's gonna be super cool, super fun. People who haven't seen it before, get your stuff together because you've never seen anything like it. And people who've seen it before, you know what it's about. AEW is the hottest stuff around when it comes to pro wrestling right now.
Now you'll fight on Saturday, but it won't be for the title. Is that how that works?
Man, I don't know. I'm champion, so I decide what I'm gonna do. You're probably gonna be finding me strutting around, minding my own business, and talking some smack. That's what I'm all about. So, and I'm gonna be defending the title definitely at our next big pay-per-view in LA. Tucson, well, let's see. People come on down and see. If you're lucky, I'm gonna be smacking some girls around, and if not, you'll still see me. I tell you that much.
Now, I was reading a little bit up on you. Like when you first got to AEW, you kind of you might have been rubbing folks the wrong way a little bit in the locker room. They had. I would take it. People. You're kind of an acquired taste. It sounds like people have to kind of get to know you a little bit before they figure out what you're all about.
Man, I don't know where you read that, but between me and you, I mean, jealousy, comes a long way. What can I tell you? I'm very good at what I do, and I'm unapologetically me, and some people don't like that, and some people are just plain rude, and I like to come up and shake hands, and people are like, what is that girl about? It's like we don't need new, good-looking, hard-performing people around here. And I get that they didn't like me at first, but here we are. I'm 8 months into this business here in the States. I'm the Rookie of the Year, and I'm holding the title. I made my debut in El Paso 8 months ago, and I came back yesterday and came back with gold, with the biggest gold of the company in the women's division, and I killed it. So whoever was talking smack, get in the back of the line,
Tekla is our guest. She is the AEW, All Elite Wrestling Women's World Champion. They're going to be at the Tucson Arena on Saturday night. And actually, I think I said 7. The event actually starts at 5:30. So get there, and it'll be going all night. And like you said, I've seen some of the video. You love to have the microphone in your hand. So I can imagine you are not only the best wrestler, but it sounds like you actually are one of the best commentators, the lives of the party of this whole thing as well. So looking forward to seeing you do all that. I'm interested because we have I don't know if you know, but we have a university here, University of Arizona, and we have a gymnastics program at our school, and one of our former gymnasts is an up and comer on the World Wrestling or WWE ticket. And I was wondering, so she went from gymnastics as a college athlete to professional wrestling. What was your path? Like, were you an athlete of some other sort and decided to get into wrestling? How did you make that transition?
Oh boy, another long story. I was when I was a kid, I was a swimmer competing. Then I went to ballet. I was competing as a dancer. And after I was done with the tutus and the pirouettes, I was like, I'm gonna do kung fu. So I was competing also in Wing Chun, they call it, that Bruce Lee stuff. And then after that, I took a long break and partied a lot and played in punk bands and stuff. So that got me that hard hitting confidence that I deliver in the ring. And then I was like, oh, the wrestling stuff looks like I could be really good at it, and it looks really fun. And then I just started, and here I am.
Do you have a wrestling idol?
Oh, yeah. I really I'm not sure if you're going to be familiar. It's a Japanese wrestler called The Great Muta.
The Great Muta.
Yeah, The Great Muta. Definitely, if you have an acquired taste, I would say. Very, very underrated over here. Huge in Japan. If it comes to people from here, I was always high on Rey Mysterio when I was starting out watching wrestling, and yeah, I mean, and Bad Boy Zyke, Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, that kind of stuff.
There you go. That's a name I recognize. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
There you go.
For sure. You how many languages do you speak?
I speak 5.
5 languages.
Yeah, that's my thing.
What are they?
So, German is my first language. Then I learned English. I used to live in Spain, so I speak Spanish.
Wow.
Japan, of course, I was there for 5 years. I picked up some good chunks of Japanese, and my mom's actually from Georgia, a small country in Eastern Europe, and they have a completely different thing going on. So I speak a tiny bit of Georgian, very bad, but I'll get around.
And were you the lead singer in the rock band, or did you play an instrument?
I played guitar and I was singing too. I played in a couple of bands actually, and that one I wasn't lead, but I was like second vocals. So yeah.
Outstanding. All right, it is the AEW, so we are going to get a World Tag Team Championship match tomorrow night. Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler with Stokely Hathaway versus the Rascals, Zachary Wentz and Desmond Javier or Xavier. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. So what's going to be exciting about that Tag Team Championship match?
Ooh, so Dax and Cash are bad boys. You know, they're bad like me, and I look up to them because they're nasty, as sleazy as it gets. And then the Rascals are the big newcomers. You know, they just signed with AW, so they have a lot to prove. They're really hungry. You know, I think it's gonna be a crazy match. I can't wait to see it, honestly.
There we go. All right. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night. Saturday night. Today's Thursday. Saturday night at the Tucson Arena for AEW. First time this promotion has been here in Southern Arizona. So get on out. I would imagine, Tekla, there are still tickets available for folks who want to come out?
Absolutely. I think not many. I heard there's not much going on anymore. So if you want to come on down, you got to be quick. Got to get them now.
And there's also going to be a $200,000 four-way tag. What's a four-way tag?
A four-way tag means there's going to be 4 tag teams that are going to be competing for that big chunk of money.
Okay.
So, it's going to be another hot match.
Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd, Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy, and Mark Ken. La Faciano I'm not going to even try to pronounce that. Dralistico and Rush, and The Swirl, Blake Christian and Lee Johnson will compete in that event. Her name is Tekla. She is the current women's world champion. She'll be defending her title here for a second time coming up, not this weekend, but in the months to come. And Tekla, we wish you nothing but the best as you continue on this path with AEW. We appreciate you taking some time to join us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'll be back anytime.
There we go. Well, you live here now, so you're gonna have to come in studio sometime live.
Hell yeah, call me.
There we go. Tekla from AEW. Go see them Saturday night down at the Tucson Arena. Cricket. I don't know if Cricket can wrestle. Maybe we'll get to see if we can get Cricket in the ring. And throw down with some of those ladies there. I don't know. We need her for the traffic, so I don't want Cricket to get hurt trying to mess around with toxic spiders and such. She's getting you home right now every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. With collisions, Palo Verde near I-10, Palo Verde to the north of I-10. Also First and Fort Lowell and First Avenue. You get some really heavy backups on southbound Campbell as you approach 6th Street, Broadway Boulevard westbound at Campbell Keno for heavy backups also. And for your weather, 41 overnight low, sunny, 69 tomorrow, breezy, and 78 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by America 250 Arizona.
Hey folks, Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes here. An exciting traveling museum is coming to the Tucson area. The Road to 250 brings American and Arizona history to life. Learn more at america250az.org.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? An American male has not won a Grand Slam tennis tournament in 22 years. One question I want to ask about this, though, I just wonder if the phenomenon that was Tiger Woods siphoned off a lot of American kids from playing tennis and had them picking up golf clubs instead. DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you. You look like you were a million miles away. I've been reading this book. How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification. It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens. And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling? AlaskanAC.com. Schedule now.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And Tax Slayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention Tax Slayer even has support from real US-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Westwood One Sports Talk. It's madness.
Who gets the basketball first?
Bracket busters.
12 seconds to go. Looking around.
Buzzer beaters.
And it goes in at the buzzer.
Wall-to-wall tournament talk.
National championship is in the balance. The inbound comes. Prayer pass. 5 seconds. Lays it up. Overshoots everyone. Scooped up for the win. And that'll do it. Yeah!
Westwood One Sports Talk. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Rams showed yesterday that it's 2026 or bust for Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay when they traded a first-round pick and more for cornerback Trent McDuffie. The Rams know they may only have 1 year left of the Hall of Fame QB and maybe McVay, and they were only a few points away from a trip to the Super Bowl. But don't worry, the Rams still have the 13th overall pick from a trade made during last year's draft because, well, the Falcons are good at this. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment of our show for today, but don't forget you've got the Tommy Lloyd Radio Show coming up when we are done. And Brian and Tommy will talk Arizona men's basketball. The fellows I would likely leave tomorrow, I would imagine, to head to Denver and then up to Boulder to get ready for Saturday's game. It's a late one again. 9 o'clock tip-off. Our coverage begins at 5:30 in the afternoon with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. And then 9 o'clock tip-off, which means we'll be with you probably around 11:30-ish Saturday night for the post-game show into Sunday morning. Daylight savings time for the rest of the nation, which still affects us here in radio because we have to make new clocks and switch clocks because everything changes an hour in terms of. The good news is you get your third hour of Jim Rome back starting on Monday. I know you're happy about that. I'm happy about that because I don't have to cut commercials for Jim Rome, the hour of Jim Rome that you're not hearing right now, and play all his commercials, which is something we have to do when we don't carry his third hour. But yeah, that'll be back on Monday, so everything will move up kind of an hour. I think right now Drake Toll comes on at 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning. I think he'll begin at 3, and so plan accordingly. Blake and Abdallah will be from 9 to noon. Jim Rohn from noon to 3, and of course we'll still be with you from 3 to 6, and then BetMGM tonight will come on and take you right up to 11 o'clock or something of that nature. We'll put it out on our Twitter page so you have all the information.
I mean, it's only been 2.5 months, really.
Yeah.
When you think about the new network launched late December, but a lot of the hosts were not on the air until mid-January. So, yeah, I'm sure people out there aren't super locked in. It's not like when you have 10 years of radio programming, right? And you're used to hearing something at a certain time of day.
World Baseball Classic starts tomorrow. It's actually started already for the teams playing outside of the United States, but the United States version of the WBC will begin tomorrow. But the majority of the games here are in Miami and Houston. So unfortunately, we got some. Obviously, we got some of the preliminary warm-up games up in the desert here, but we don't get any. Some years they will play actual pool play games at Chase Field, but they're not this year. All the pool play games are down in Houston, so you'll have to go down there and check it out. But we'll see what the United States can do this year.
Do they play baseball in Great Britain?
I don't know. I'm sure they do.
Apparently they do.
They have a
that's
team.
who America's playing in the first game.
Yeah, they have a
on
team.
The 7th.
I don't know if they have a league per se. A
cricket's really
professional
popular,
league.
but
Yeah,
not
cricket.
baseball.
Yeah, exactly. The Roadrunners lost last night. They're on a 6-game road trip to which they are now 2-2. So they will finish up that road trip this weekend before coming back home. We've passed out some tickets to that this week. That's always fun. I mentioned, obviously, the Suns are back on the floor tonight against the Bulls. And U of A softball is getting ready to start their conference season here in about 13 minutes over at Hillenbrand Stadium. BYU is in town. That is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. Not the normal Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because BYU cannot play on Sunday. So all of those series, all series involving BYU on the diamond, whether it's softball or baseball, are Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. So head on out there and check out those ladies this weekend. They're ranked 14th. They are 17-5 on the season. Baseball, I mentioned 3-9, so they still have some work to do as they try to find their way during this non-conference. They'll face Fresno State this weekend at High Corbett Field. That's where we will be live tomorrow with the show from 3 to 6. So join us out there for that. I believe we will talk to a couple players tomorrow. Also, we're going to check in tomorrow with Kyle Dodd, who is the radio analyst from the Arizona State Sun Devils radio network. I
love Kyle Dodd. I mean, I really like Kyle Dodd. When he was a player, very feisty, easy guy to root against for that school up north. But, when talking to him as a professional, seems like a really good dude.
Yeah.
Also, really quick, DK, Chris just called in, and she heard the story about a former U of A gymnast turning wrestling, but she didn't hear the name. If you could really refresh that story really quick.
That's Serena Linton from a few years back. Serena Linton, who was, I believe she did beam and floor were her two top routines. She later would finish out. She graduated and did her grad year at Arkansas, and now she is a professional wrestler.
Now she's Miss Spicy, apparently.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was her promotion that was coming to town, but it's not. She is not all elite wrestling. She is WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, which I think is like, excuse me, I think that's still the main wrestling card here in the United States is WWE.
It's a lot like cables when people cut their cords and they were going to streaming, and now all the streaming services are buying each other. So I couldn't tell you. I couldn't keep track of which wrestler is with which organization these days.
Yeah. But Serena Linton, former Arizona alum, gymnastics alum, turned professional
Mountain Point High School.
Yeah, absolutely. So great. That should be. I don't know that I'm going to get out to see that wrestling event on Saturday, but it would definitely be something. Well, I won't be able to because we're going to be working. Yeah, but that would be interesting. I've not been. I've been to I think 2 professional wrestling events in my life. I went to one in Denver one year, and I think I went to one when I was living in Cleveland. Have you ever been to one in person?
I have been to some unsanctioned wrestling events, yes. Kind of like there's a very famous scene from one of my favorite shows, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they go to it's a very like low budget, rent out a community center kind of thing. I've never been to one of the big ones. I mean, obviously it hit huge when I was a kid because the Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant era, which is really kind of what kicked that off. They had a cartoon show, DK, in the mornings as a result. That was when I was in, elementary school and into junior high school. So that was a big part of growing up. But yeah, no, I've never been. Tucson isn't a destination place for a lot of those events. And growing up here, when I was in Vegas, I'm sure that some of them, they must have come through Vegas when I was there, but didn't go. But no, I've never been to one of the big events. Never seen a cage match in person.
Yeah, cage matches. Those are always a little scary. Cage matches for sure. You were not here on Tuesday, J-Dub, when it came out the Cardinals are going to be cutting Kyler Murray. Any thoughts there?
I mean, I think we all saw it coming. It's interesting with the regime change, and you kind of want to have your own guy, right?
Yeah.
So Kyler struggled before the injury. After he came back, he was healthy, didn't really get his job back. I think the writing was kind of on the wall there. I've never rooted against Kyler Murray. I would like to see him have success. I love his story, choosing football over baseball and that whole thing. I know how you feel about undersized NFL quarterbacks, and I think it's interesting to see where the Cardinals go from here because clearly there's not a lot of talent in the draft this year at that position. So certainly they'll have to pick up somebody, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Kyler Murray, with the contract, is not going to be in a Cardinals uniform next year.
Yeah. Update from the Big 12 women's basketball tournament. ASU continues to lead Iowa State by 14, 49-35. That game is in about midway through the third quarter, so ASU trying to advance to the quarterfinals and end at least a Jada Williams run at the tournament. They're 22, and if they lost today, they'll be 22-9. Iowa State. I would still imagine they'll get an NCAA berth.
I saw 2 bids projected. And I saw, like, the last bracketology I saw for women.
Just 2?
2 from the Big 12, and the 3 of the 4 first out teams were all Big 12 teams.
Wow.
So there's a lot of movement that could happen in the last week of the season. But as it stands right now, I'd have to go look it up again. But I looked it up a couple of days ago, and they only had 2 Big 12 teams in.
Wow.
In. Yeah, same. Right now it says 2. 2 Big 12 teams. The first 4 out, Arizona State. Next 4 out, BYU, Kansas. So of the 8 teams that missed the cut that are on that bubble to get in, right now bracketologists have Arizona State, BYU, and Kansas being those teams just on the outside looking in. They've got Iowa State as one of the teams with the last 4 buys.
Interesting. We'll see how that plays out for sure. Yeah, it's a lot of teams from the Big 12 are on that bubble.
Yeah, Tech is in for sure.
Yeah.
Iowa State, they're saying, is in, and the other teams, they're saying still have some work to do.
Let's get you your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Arizona Gym Cats will face Arizona State Sun Devils tomorrow at McHale Center. It'll be their final Big 12 home match of the season. We had a chance to chat with Emma Strom a little bit earlier on the show today. Emma is a senior. And recently, about 2 weeks ago, they had the celebration of the program. 50 years of Arizona gymnastics. Over 100 alums came back for that event. And I asked Emma all about what that weekend was like for the current ladies on the squad.
It was such an incredible meet for all of us and our alumni to be back here. We had such a great turnout for our alumni. Over 100 alumni were back, and we competed on Saturday afternoon. But the day before the meet on Friday at practice, we had so many alumni in the gym, and just to hear their stories when they were a gym cat, it was so cool to just hear about their experiences. And then, we really showed out on Saturday night and had an incredible meet against West Virginia and won. So it all around was just a spectacular weekend.
Okay, so did any of the alumni ladies, when they were in the Mary Roby, did they get up and try to do anything crazy?
There were a couple cartwheels.
There we go. Let's keep it simple.
They were ready to go. Maybe some of them wanted to compete Saturday night.
Share one of those stories. I'd love to hear maybe one thing you heard that resonated with you.
How actually we got to give them a tour of McHale, and McHale has changed a lot since the 1980s, and some of the gymnasts were talking about how it wasn't their own locker room. They shared a locker room with all of the women's sports. And so they just thought it was so cool to see how glamorous our sport has kind of become. And just, all the super sparkly Leos that are in the locker room and all the pictures. Like, it's just so glamorous now and so cool. So it was really cool to just hear what it was like then versus now.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Times have changed for sure in college athletics. The ladies no longer all have to share the same locker room. Gymnastics has their own space. Women's basketball has their own space. It is cool that we have gotten to that point.
But think about how many couples met in McHale on the weight rooms back in the day, right?
Yeah,
had that conversation.
They still work out together. They just don't. They all have to.
I was speaking more to like the football team and everybody back in those days. I'm kind of making a joke that back in the 80s, everybody was crammed in McHale Center.
Before we get out of here, I want to send a shout out. It has gone final up at Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Palo Verde wins the Conference 3A state championship in boys basketball. They beat Coolidge. When we had that conversation, Coolidge was not slated to play,
right?
Because of some shenanigans that happened in their win over Chinle. But they went to court. They got granted a stay to play, and they got into the championship game. But Palo Verde wins today by a score of 52-41, and so the Palo Verde Titans from Tucson, Arizona, are your state champions in Conference 3A. Congratulations to those young man, Anthony Smith, their head coach. Hopefully, I reached out to Anthony a little bit earlier this week. Hopefully, we'll get him on here early next week to talk a little bit about that run that they had. And shout out to Tucson High as well. Tucson High boys got to the semifinals of Conference 6A before losing last night to Koa Pete's alma mater. Gilbert Perry came down here, and Koa and a bunch of the players were in the building last night. Jaden Bradley and Braden Burries. And, I mean, those guys, once again, showing that they travel together to support each other. It's one of the reasons why it's been so fun to watch this Arizona men's basketball team. They all got behind Koa to see his alma mater play last night, and Perry will be in the 6A championship game coming up. I believe that's 2 days on Saturday against Peoria Liberty. So very
easier
cool.
to make that trip than to New York, where a couple of Arizona basketball players are from.
Exactly. Sure. Exactly. So, and congratulations, Catalina Foothills girls also got to the semifinals in Conference 5A. So basketball remaining strong here in Southern Arizona. That is going to wrap up our show for today. Thanks to all of our guests. Bryson Nielsen, Arizona track freshman, won the Big 12 1,000-meter championship. Congratulations to Bryson. Emma Strom from Arizona Gymnastics, and Tekla, the AEW.
Why don't you roll an R in honor of Tekla real quick? No. There's got to be an R in it.
Yeah.
There has to be an R.
I'm not very good. I could never roll my R. My cousin Kelly, she could roll her R's. I could never.
Kelly?
No, Kelly Allen.
Oh, okay.
Tekla, go see All Elite Wrestling out at Tucson Arena on Saturday night. For J-Dub, for Dragon Ball Off, Cricket, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow from High Corbett Field at 3 o'clock. DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. With some slowing southbound I-19 approaching Irvington, collisions reported Flowing Wells and Wetmore, First Avenue and Fort Lowell. Broadway and Aviation Parkway reported as a stalled vehicle. Backups at Ajo and Mission southbound and westbound. Really heavy southbound slowing on Campbell at 6th Street. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Need it today? At Lowe's, pros get free same-day delivery by 8 p.m. when you order online by 2 p.m. Same-day delivery. Valid in select zip codes. Subject to driver availability. Details at lowes.com/same-day delivery.
Psst. Hey, Gary. Check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me.
Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you.
You look like you were a million miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Tune in Saturday, March 7th, as your top-ranked Arizona Wildcats wrap up the regular season in Boulder versus the Colorado Buffaloes. Pre-game starts at 5:30 p.m. and tip-off is scheduled for 9 p.m. on Wildcats Radio 1290.
En garde!
Ever wanted to try an Olympic sport but think you're too old, too out of shape, too busy, or that those sports are just too unsafe? Think again. Fencing is taking the nation by storm, and it's a safe, fun, engaging sport that's perfect for everyone. Any age, any skill level. Classes are safe, active, engaging, and community-driven. No experience needed, and most clubs offer loaner gear for beginners. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Consistently beating industry benchmarks by over 25% isn't a fluke. It's Cumulus Digital. Smarter marketing with proof. We show you exactly who saw your ad. That kind of precision is why more than 4,000 businesses partner with us every month, whether they need one product or a full digital strategy. Visit cumulusdigital.com today because you're not average, and your marketing results shouldn't be either. That's cumulusdigital.com.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Wildcat fans, where do you go when the final buzzer sounds? You don't head home. You head to Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies, Tucson's home court for great food, craft beer, and nonstop fun. At Roadies, you can bowl, throw an axe, play arcade games, or grab a burger while the next game plays on the massive screens. Then, catch the newest movies right next door at Roadhouse Cinemas with luxury recliners and full in-seat dining. Game days, movie nights, anytime. Make it a win at Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies on the corner of Grant and Swan.
Ready to update your kitchen, create a spa-inspired bathroom, or a backyard oasis? Put the equity in your home to work for you with a home equity line of credit from Hughes. Borrow between $10,000 and $250,000 and enjoy flexible terms and no prepayment penalties. With Hughes Federal Credit Union's one-rate guarantee, there's no switching rates based on your credit score. All our members get our same low rate. Learn more at hughesfcu.org/HELOC. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Certain restrictions apply.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.